black man lose a life. Sticky flow. When you hit this, it's like hitting Joe. I treat these hoes straight up like a mistletoe. I kiss and go. They put their attitudes on difficult.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. I believe this is episode 11. I'll be losing track sometimes, so forgive me. Man, we have some good stuff to talk about this week. Well, I think good. A lot of it might seem gossip, but still good stuff to talk about. Just because there's a lot of little things that just, whew, definitely kind of made this week very interesting. So let's definitely first off, hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody is safe and everybody's okay. Hope family members and everybody's great. Um, it's a lot of bad stuff still being said, and excuse me, and we just it's just I know it's hard, so we definitely got to get through the weeks, and hopefully this thing gets settled already. But anyway, in other talks of around the globe, last week y'all heard me rant about football. I went on with football. Um, not too much football talk this week besides the fact of your boy from the Ravens, their safety, Earl Thomas, Mr. Choo Choo himself. And it's first of all, to know that to know the story a little bit. I don't really know too. I mean, I've read up on it, but we don't really know what's the real true story. Because in this situation, in my opinion, there's always going to be two sides of it, or there's going to be one big giant lie, or they both might have, two sides of it with two big giant lies. So we really don't know what or who or what the fuck happened in a sense. But for me, who don't read and only just read titles or just read people comments. Basically, what was told and what's being said was that him and his wife had got into an argument. Earl Thomas and his wife, Miss Thomas, got into an argument for whatever argument, whatever reasons. Don't know, not my business. Um, Something happened. I guess they got heated argument. He walked out, left. She ended up tracking him down with through his Snapchat, which is why you don't have Snapchat if you're married, or if you're any type of relationship or serious committed relationship. I believe you shouldn't have Snapchat, in my opinion, unless you and your spouse are just legitly just two boring people. Then that's different. If you're just taking pictures of your fucking dog and food and all this other stupid stuff, then whatever. But if you're an NFL player and you're gonna go around fucking around on your wife, which you shouldn't, I would say get rid of the fucking Snapchat. But and like I said, it doesn't make it right. But just saying, if you're gonna do stupid things, at least fucking be good at it. But once again, it goes back to also saying you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So, in this case, he played real hard, obviously. He went on to an Airbnb, which is pretty much, which I always wondered what the fuck that was, but I'm assuming, and what I've read, it's pretty much like a hotel, motel, whatever the fuck you want to call it, like an online motel or some shit. Well, I don't know, some bullshit like that. And basically, that's what she called him at. She called she called a few of her homies. They rolled up in that bitch, and basically, she put the gun to his fucking head and almost killed him. Didn't shoot nobody. Was threatening to shoot, but they didn't do no specific, no real she did no real technically like harm. But still, when you're scaring people to death and shit like that, when that shit type of happens, you gotta kind of like be cautious. So, um, it's just the whole situation is just crazy because apparently now people are getting confused. Even me, I kind of got confused, and even now I'm still confused on it. The reason why I said Mr. Choo Choo is because they're saying that he ran a train with the girl. So him and his brother ran a train with this one specific chick. But then the way I read, or with the article I read at, I forget which article it was, but I really don't pay attention to. I should. I guess I should start doing that, right? Start paying attention to fucking articles, like what article, because some of it can be fake news. But I think this was I think it might have been Courier Post. If not Courier Post, it might have been maybe Fox News, something of that nature. Um, and it was just talking about it. Like I said, 'cause it just popped up on my phone, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I clicked it just to make sure like he didn't die and shit. Lord forbid. Thank God he didn't. But to read the story, it was just like, oh shit, like he was in some doing some serious stupid shit. So she had the gun to his head, threatening him and all that good stuff, and basically it just ended with that. Like she just went to jail for I think it was armed aggravated assault or some shit like that. They didn't get her like kidnapped or anything, which I mean technically would be kidnapping, but like I've heard comments or not heard. I gotta get my fucking mind together. Not heard comments, but read comments that people are like, oh, that should be kidnapping. It's not kidnapping. She found them at the place. You know, what I mean, she found them doing dirty. The only thing they can really give her is the weapon charge, which was his pistol, by the way, that she took from their home. Um, she bailed out. Obviously, he's not going to keep his wife in fucking jail, especially if she's not really built for jail. I don't think he would keep her in there, no matter what the fuck, because he did wrong. I mean, let's be honest. That's the least you could fucking do. You already broke her heart. You already, she pretty much got a record now on her fucking name. You know, the least you could do is bail her out right now and let her sit at home comfortably until she goes to court. And then when y'all go to court, drop the charges. I mean, because at the end of the day, you did wrong. I mean, does it make it right that she should have put the gun to his head? No, but I mean, she has a reason. When you're fucking heartbroken or you're sad or you're upset, you act on on impulses. So the fact that she could just easily just say I lost my fucking mind because I was heartbroken and whatever, they slap on the wrist, give her some home, probably some probation or some anger management classes or some type of help, and that's it. So I don't see it going too serious. I mean, like I said, if anything, it's more of a private matter. They need to just handle it themselves, and hopefully, as adults and as a married couple, they can handle it. They've been married for like maybe I think it said 5 years, or some shit of that nature. Maybe 3 years or some shit. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. I don't know. But the point is, hopefully they can be adults and definitely work it out. Um, so that was that being said, that was like wow, you could have lost your life because you got into an argument, like and if that was an excuse to just fucking go do dirt, then that means you're let's be honest, that means you're just unhappy in your relationship, and if you're unhappy, then move on. I mean, I know a lot of people say that's easier said than done. Yo, you're right. Obviously, it is. You heartbroken. Heartbreaks that I've been through, or I gave out because sometimes you just got to be honest. Is that to waste someone's time and life and efforts, or nip it in the butt, take the heartache, and move on. I'd rather take the heartache and move on. The last thing I ever want to do is waste anybody's fucking time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that maybe some people deserve that clarity. Maybe they don't. Some people do, some people don't. Or maybe it's not in that even of a serious, detailed part of it where you should be able to explain yourself. You know, but if it's not that deep, then nobody's able or obligated to do anything they don't want to. But in general, if you're not happy, then you move the fuck along. You go on and you cut your ways and you move on. Especially if you're not even trying anymore. If you're not trying anymore, then what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? Now you're just sitting around and what? You want to stay for the kids. All right, we stay for the kids, but then what? And I know a lot of people say, oh, but that's selfish. That's not selfish because the best thing y'all could agree on is having a kid. You feel what I'm saying? The best thing that y'all could sit there and honestly say to each other is like, Dan, the best thing I've done with you was made a child with you. You know what I mean? Because it's not the child's fault that y'all can't make it work. It's your fault. It's obviously there's something within each other or one or the other who has a problem here. So, in my opinion, I will hope they can work it out, not just for the kids' sakes, but for their own sakes, whatever way they go with it. And that goes for anybody. If you're not fucking happy, move on, guys. If you feel like you gotta fucking control her and do all this extra shit just to fucking keep her, then bro, maybe you should let her go. That's just how I feel about it. Same thing. Women, if you gotta do all this extra shit and tolerate shit that you wouldn't tolerate normally and not be yourself, let him go. It's not that fucking deep. I don't give a fuck how much in love you are. You have to let it go. It is what it is. Life is meant for it to move. Life is not meant for you to just sit there and wait and hope that everything's gonna come good. Sometimes you gotta take actions and make the good happen. So, you know, just in general, a little advice. I know I'm not probably the best person you should take advice from because a lot of people be like, "Oh, but you're in a relationship," which technically I technically am. But I've learned that throughout the years, when you're in relationships, I've never been married, but I've been in serious relationships. I've been in long relationships. I've learned patience is one, choosing your battles is another, and also having to listen to details and to not just the words, but to the meaning behind the words is always important. So take it or leave it. That's on you. But just know that there's no love in the world. There's nobody. There's nothing like that in the world that should be able to stop you from being you and waste your time. You feel me on your life to make yourself be prosperous or better. So that's just my advice. Like I said, in their case, I hope they can make it work. I mean, let's be honest. She probably don't want to lose the bread. Who wouldn't? The man's worth fucking 20 something million or some shit like that. Like, you don't want to lose that type of guy. I get it. But at the same time, too, you're gonna lose your sanity. I don't give a fuck how much money, how much money can make life better. Your sanity is worth more than any dollar in the world. And I don't care. Some people might disagree with me on that, and that's fine. But my opinion is dollars don't always mean good. You know, sometimes dollars come at a price too, and you got to understand what's that price. So, and that's just me. That's like I said, I don't go for everybody. Some people might look at it, oh, you lack motivation. No, it's not the fact I lack motivation or hustle. It's the fact that I also know that all money ain't good money. You know what I mean? And some people may take that, oh, that means by person. No, that means by everything. You can sometimes take money and you'll end up fucking regretting taking that money because down the line it gave you a headache. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I always say, like, it's not just that meaning don't mean just one way. It means multiple ways. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like to say money is the root of all evil because it's not. It's the people who use it. It's a difference. You know what I mean? Money's not evil. It's the people who use it that make it evil. It's what they do with it. What do you do with your money that makes it evil? You know what I mean? But like I said, that's just me. Other sports news, actually, since I'm on the topic, I don't know if last week if I touched on. I don't. It might happen this week, so I don't think I did touch on it because sometimes, like I said, with all this shit being in the house, days are just run together at this point. But I'm trying to think. I don't think I did touch on it last week, but if I did, apologize if I'm repeating myself. But if I didn't, well, here we go. So Dallas Cowboys picked up Andy Dalton as their backup QB, which in my opinion he's going to end up being their starting QB. And the reason why I say that is because truthfully, you don't pick up a quarterback like that who still can play. I mean, let's be honest. Andy Dalton is not no scrub. Andy Dalton can still play the ball. He can still play. He can still play in the gridiron. But when you got a quarterback like Dak who thinks he's worth a certain amount of money, and listen, I'm not saying Dak shouldn't get his bread. If he could get his bread somewhere else, then go somewhere else and get it. That's just how I look at it. If you're being that type of player right now, where you're like, yo, I deserve to get this money because every year I progressed, or every year I've done my part, or every year I've brought us to the playoffs, whatever the case may be, for whatever reason you feel as though you should deserve it. And being that he is out of his rookie contract. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna be honest, he's not worth the money, but if you want to make him your future QB, you gotta pay him some future money. And it's just how it goes. But since the whole situation with him not getting signed, a big deal, getting a franchise, tagged on him, it's like it's starting to show. Like it's starting to you starting to see it. Like, man, like these guys either really don't trust him, don't like him, or they just think that there's someone out there they're buying their time to find someone better than him. Because Obviously, they don't want to give him the money. Jerry Jones do not want to give him the money for whatever reason. He does not want to give him the money. He'll rather get targets for a backup quarterback in Andy Dalton than to give Dak his money, because he got CeeDee Lamb. They got Cooper, they got Gallup, they got Zeke. They kind of missing the tight end, but I guess they'll work on Jarwin. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, so all those and honestly, like this, I'm not a Cowboys fan. Do I respect the players? Yes, because I like Cooper. I've always like, even when he was Raiders, I like the Cooper. I used to get pissed off in my fantasy because I will pick him up and he wouldn't do shit. But I've always liked him since Raider days, and he's on a team where he can actually be on the top of his game, and show off each week. Gallup showed up last year. Didn't know who he was the year before. This year, showed up, did his thing. I like him. Short guy, fast guy. Could be a great slot, in my opinion. Then you pick up CeeDee Lamb. Like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, that's another great player who's fast, who's tall. I mean, you got yourself pretty much 3 wide receivers you could throw to at all times, plus Zeke, if you actually use him in the back, use him with the pass game, like they should have been doing. You should have no problem. But there is a problem. You got the head of the offense wanting his money, and they're not willing to give it to him. That brings a lot of problem. It brings a lot of friction in the offense, because everybody's getting paid right now except for Dak. Is it wrong? No, I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, but it's business. And a lot of people may look at it, oh, but it's it's this and that. It's, they might look at it all the other ways of negative, shit. But sometimes it is what it is too. I'm not saying they're wrong if they think like that, but the truth is, it is what it is also. Business is business. They got to run a business. And if it means, they don't trust Dak and they don't want to give him that bread, then they don't trust Dak and they don't want to give him that bread. It is what it is. Now, if I was Dak, I would just play. I would take the franchise tag because you got to get your bread. Play the game because you love the game. Don't let the money be the reason why you suck the year after. You know what I mean? Play your fucking game. Show them why you need that bread. And then this is, like I said, this is me. This is the motherfucker in me, I guess. The petty motherfucker in me. Because what I would do is, I would be like, you know what? I wouldn't even argue the fact no more. I wouldn't even argue it no more with Jerry. I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't argue with him. I'd be like, franchise tag? Right there, when he gave me that franchise tag, I would have been like, okay. Everybody in the media, oh, how do you feel, my God? He don't, Shannon talking his shit, like, yo, he should get that contract, go get your bread. I agree with Uncle Shannon, go get your bread. But I also agree with the fact of, like, you got to do it the right way. So, like I said, if this was me, I would have took that franchise tag, like, thanks, Jerry, no problem. I'll show up the training camp. I'll show up to practice. I won't have no problems. I'll make sure the fucking offense is crisp. I'll pretend that I never even got a franchise tag. I would pretend that I had got the fucking the amount that I wanted. I would pretend I had it. Not even just like not, and I mean that in a more metaphorical way. Like, I'm not even saying like to pretend it, because I was people gonna be, oh, but your spending habit. No, I would have trained myself to even been like, I'm not even going to spend it. I'm not going to spend this franchise tag. Man, I'm not going to spend shit. I'm going to try to save and only spend as little as I fucking can. I'm going to make it through this whole season on this franchise tag. If I'm married, I would tell my girl, listen, we're going to wear some protection throughout this whole fucking year. We ain't fucking raw. Well, we are fucking raw, but one of us is getting some type of protection without having to use rubbers. And I'm going to go through this whole year. I'm going to show him why he should have gave me that money. And then when we get to the end of the year again, and he throws a contract at me, I'm not even going to fucking look at it. I won't. I won't even look at it, because what I would do is, I would have my agent already been looking for a team for me. Yo, go scout on the low. What team needs a quarterback? And I'm going to do my part on my end, which is show the fuck up, do my part, win us some games, throw fucking 4,000 yards or more, and and have a winning percentage. By the time that came around, I would have had maybe at least 3 teams already been like, yeah, we got to make that happen. We got to sign him in free agency, or we going to draft, or we got trade for him. What is he going to do? That's the question. So when Jerry would have been like, "Oh, okay, yo, you did great. We love you, blah blah," he would have been then at that time, a year later, he would have got money. So he would have gave me that 30 grand or that 30 mil, I mean, or whatever. Yeah, I think it was 30 mil. So he would probably slip there. Right, well, here's the deal we got for you. We give you 30 mil for 6 years, right? He probably would have said some shit like that for 6 years. Sorry. So he'd be like, yeah, we going to do that. We got this shit for, we give you 30 mil for like 6 years or some shit, right? Or some bullshit number, right? Some bullshit number with some bullshit years. Then I would have done this. I would have looked at it and I'd be like, that's my fault. Never rephrase that. I wouldn't even looked at it. I would have literally, he would have threw at me a paper with the numbers. I would have slid that shit right back to him with another envelope, like here. He would open up that envelope. It would have been there 3 teams. It would have said, out of 3 teams that want me. I don't give a fuck if I had to type it myself or my agent or whatever. But I would have went there with a letter of my own. And it wouldn't have been no fucking negotiation. It would have just been straight what it is. This is my franchise tag, right? And I'd have made sure those 3 teams that he saw, I'm going to one of those teams. And they're willing to pay me double than what the fuck you're offering, or a little bit more, or whatever the case may be. And even if they were throwing the same number with the same years, or the same a little less years, or a little more years with a less number, I would have still took it just to shove it in his face. I'm that motherfucker. I'm sorry. I don't try to be, but if you're gonna play me, and if I believe in myself the way I do believe in myself as a player, right? Then I'm gonna fuck you in the end. That's it. I would have fucked him in the end. He would have been shit out of luck because he would have had to, obviously he's gonna have to pay Andy Dalton that bread because obviously it's a 1 year deal, so he's gonna have to pay him that bread unless he releases him. So let's say we went the whole year, and he gets his bread, he goes, retires, he's not coming back. Now you think, oh well, damn, he loves us, right? That's what he's probably thinking. Damn, he's listening. That boy listening. He's gonna play ball, and he's gonna be my future QB. You know what? He deserves that money, right? Nope, I don't want to play for you no more. You didn't believe in me the way I believed in myself last year, but now you want to reap my rewards from when I shit it, right? You want to keep me because this is what I can give you. Too late. I'm out of here. I just came here to get my check. I came here to get my last check, and then after that, I'm going to sign a deal with one of them teams. And probably more, because only 3 teams wanted me now. But now that when it goes out in public that I'm a free agent, you know how many teams going to want me then? You feel me? Especially if you was that nigga that year. If you was that bull that year for fucking football quarterback, and you putting up 4,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, nigga, I don't give a fuck if Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, or whoever's the fucking quarterback, they gonna pick you up. Even if they sit behind the nigga for another year and get your money, probably still get more money, probably just to sit the fucking bench, because they know after that 1 year, or even in the middle of that year, you might be starting, and they know they can rely on you. That was me. Like I said, I would play him like a fucking fiddle. He would have been mad as hell. I would have walked out of his office. He would have been pissed. He'd have been like, what the fuck just happened? Like, did this nigga just fuck me? Like, he just fucked me. Because now they got to scramble now. Now they got to figure out a quarterback to go with their offense. A quarterback that can do what I, just gave you what I gave you. Without without basically being injury prone or old. Is that you're going to have to go young? Or you're going to have to go with a mediocre middle-aged guy who hasn't proven himself yet? Or you're going to go with a fucking over-the-hill elite? You feel me? So I would have fucked him. I'm sorry. If I was Dak and his agent, I would be finding ways to fuck him right now. Like, it's not even funny, bro. And I don't mean that. And I'm gonna say pause as my New York homies would say pause. I don't mean that in a weird way. But I'm just saying though, like I would have fucked up his whole operation with that shit, bro. Fuck that. I would have fucked up his whole operation with that shit. And he'd have been sick. He'd have been stuck without a quarterback. Probably for like 2-3 seasons, because every year he would have had to draft one or find one. And if no one wasn't fitting that office or his scheme, he would have been done. And I would have won. I would have been happy. Like I said, that's just me. I'm a motherfucker like that. So you play with my money, you play with and think, and you don't believe in me on top of that, all right, I'm gonna show you something else, So I hope, and at the end of the day, if that don't get resolved, oh well. But I do hope he does get his money. Whether he can get what he wants or be able to fucking settle for what, settle for less, whatever. I hope he gets his money because every rookie who ends his contract, especially if they know he's been a starter and he's been showing up and he's been playing his ball, man, pay the man, bro. Every man deserves to get paid, especially if they done their part. So I'm a firm believer of that. You worked hard, you bust your ass, you gave you 110%. You deserve to get paid, man. Just it is what it is. Now, like I said, I don't think he deserves that type of money, but he maybe deserves a little close to it, or maybe a little more, or at least more than what he was getting. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion. But that's just crazy. And speaking of NFC East, Alex Smith, the man with the fucking that leg, bro. That I haven't seen the documentary, but I just seen pictures of his leg or like little videos, whatever. Oh my god, that leg looks crazy, bro. Like it looks crazy. But he has some recent videos of him doing his little workouts, and honestly, for being 30 something years old, the man's in great shape. For being the person sitting out 2 seasons, I think it has been already, at least a season and a half or a season or some shit. For sitting out for that long and going through fucking near death experiences with his leg. I mean, who would have thought, right? You lose a leg or whatever, you could die. This man almost died in his surgeries to fix his fucking leg. That's how bad it was. So it makes you think where it's just like this guy who fucked up his leg and almost lost his life, still in great shape. Now, for granted, I have to be honest. His leg don't he's not. Let me rephrase that now. His movement is slower. I mean, it's obvious. That was the obvious thing, right? Because we all know, like, when you're a mobile quarterback, the first thing people are wondering is how are those legs? Because those legs in the pocket are your second chance of life on the offense. So I know a lot of people are wondering how is his mobility? Can he do a 5-step drop back? Can he do a 4-step drop back, 6-step drop back without fucking his leg up? You know what I mean? Or can he take a hit right now coming off that drop, or being able to run out the pocket and throw on the run and still take a hit on that process? Like, can that leg do that right now? With I think 12 surgeries or 7 surgeries or some shit like that. It's between I think like 7 and 12 surgeries I think he had, or more or less, like I said, where they had to fix his leg and put it together. Now the video, like I said, he looks in great shape. He looks in great health. The leg, you could tell the leg looks a little slimmer than the other, but with the fucking brace and whatever the fuck they got in there for his leg and all that shit, it looks stable. Like it does look sturdy. Like his leg looks like it can take his weight while he's running, because he did a couple of runs, like option type of things or RPO plays, I guess you could call them, and whatnot. And he did his what's them shit, high knees or whatever the fuck, or his little reps and shit on the little T, the cones and the fucking T steps, I think they're called, or whatever the fuck. So like, he was showing that like his leg is strong, which is good. It's a great thing. I mean, it's great to see somebody come back from an injury like that, especially with the medical attention, not medical attention, let me phrase that. The medical equipment that we have nowadays, it's amazing. You know what I mean? That they can help your leg go that far and make it that better, So I hope he can show up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really do hope. I've always liked Alex Smith. Even when he was with the 49ers, I've liked Alex Smith. It was sad that because in 49ers he wasn't that good. But then again, their coaches wasn't that good. I mean, he went through fucking like 3 head coaches, before he even left. And then what sucked was that his last years when he's with the Harbaugh, when he's with the twin or whatever the fuck, they're twins, I believe, the Harbaugh brothers. He was with one half of the Harbaugh, and he played that year. He had a great year. Got injured in the middle of the year. Kaepernick came in and took him to the Super Bowl. So it's like, I always felt bad for his career, because I'm just like, man, this guy played for the 49ers for like, 5, 6, maybe 5, 6 years or some shit like that. And then his last year playing there, or his last 2 seasons playing there, he got screwed pretty much, because he got injured, and then he got injured, I think, again. And then the last year, like I say, the last year he was definitely there. He was balling out. He was dropping fucking dimes, bro. Just boom, boom on the money with his shit. Like he had something to prove that year, bro, which he did. I mean, because quarterbacks don't, like, especially like especially quarterbacks who came in their rookie year, been starting since their rookie year, like that don't last too long if if you don't progress to be an elite guy. And I'm not saying he was elite, but I guess teams trusted him like he's going to be an elite guy. And it's sad because that last year he went off and you start seeing that talent like, yo, now this is the kid that we saw in college busting his ass playing ball. He had that. It's like he had this serious because Alex Smith is a serious guy. A lot of people don't know he's actually a serious type of guy. He's not very how do you say cheery. Like his facial is not really a cheery type of guy, but he's very serious. But that year he got his fun back, and you could tell he got his fun back. Like he was sitting there like, when he was playing playing his game, it was just like he looked like he was having fun, like he was having fun again. He was like he was enjoying football. It's like he first met it again. And it was like love at first sight all over. It was like it was amazing. And then that year, boom, gets injured middle of the year. I think it was week 7. He fucked up his tibia, or no, not his tibia. I think it was like his collarbone or some bullshit. And I remember he came back around like week 13. He was healthy. He was ready to play. And I was upset with the organization because they stood with Colin Kaepernick. And as for you guys don't know, I call him by funny weird name because I can say his name, but I really don't know how to say his name like that. It's just weird. It's Colin Kaepernick, right? Yeah, I just say Colin Kaepernick would be funny, so just bear with me if you don't like my jokes. Like I said, just put slap in the comments. But they didn't make the call where it was like, damn, at least be loyal to the guy that got you halfway there. Especially like he was the starter. He was definitely the guy that got them those first 7 or whatever games. And then you go with the backup. Don't get me wrong, Kaepernick did his thing. He was a great baller. He balled out. I think he was definitely a very talented athlete. You know what I mean? Especially he had fucking wheels, man. His wheels. I hated when he played against us in that playoff game, like because and it kills me I don't even want to get on my team because y'all already know how I feel about the draft and everything else. But to know that since back then when Kaepernick had his wheels, man, that man he fucking ran, bro. When he ran on us, it was over, bro. Like he was fast and he would juke and he would get into the end zone and do fucking 40-yard runs on us. Like what a quarterback? Like come on, that shit pissed me off. But I get it. He was talented, but still, like you got to show some loyalty, and I'm big on loyalty. Of course, let the young cat know, hey, I appreciate you, what you've done. You've driven the boat to get us where we need to go. You know what I mean? You've driven us to where we need to be. So when Alex came back, he can continue to where you left off at, where he left off at. And then the next year after that, you made a decision. Okay, we have a QB battle here. So either we trade Smith or we don't re-sign Smith. I think that year was his last year anyway. And I think they traded it that way. I don't remember. They traded him or it was his last year there, but in the sense of his contract, I think it was his last year of his contract there. I'm pretty sure because I don't think they traded him. It was his last year there. I think he wanted to leave anyway. I mean, at that point, you can't trust the organization. They're disloyal. I mean, because that's fucked up. The guy played his heart out every year. Every year y'all had shitty coaches. Every year y'all had shitty players. I mean, when it was bad. And then y'all finally get some key players like, Patrick Willis. You had guys like Carlos Hyde and Frank Gore. And, after a while, they start getting these key players to take them somewhere. And they finally get to places. And, he finally starts showing, like, thank you. You guys got me fucking players. You got me a great coach in a hardball. He did his thing. And then it's like, boom. Well, this guy fits our scheme better. Or this guy plays better, or whatever it may be. Like, I get it, but at least show some fucking class and show some fucking loyalty to the guy who's been riding with your organization since it was like in the fucking dirt. When he got there, who was it? Because he got there, it was Jeff Garcia, right? I believe Jeff Garcia was running that shit for a little bit. Because at that time, it was before Jeff was, I think Steve Young was at the end of his prime or end of his rope. If I'm not mistaken, because I think before Jeff was Steve. I think if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think it went Steve and then Jeff Garcia, and then like I said, from there on they stink. You know what I mean? It was ass. Jeff Garcia maybe took him to a 9-7 run one year to the playoffs, but wild card game, and I think that was it. So after that, they went to shit. You know, they didn't have no quarterbacks. I think Trent Dilfer went there at one point, and he was old. You know, so it's like it was at a point where it was just like, what the, poor kid. He gets drafted out of college into a shitty situation, to a shitty team to take over, and he finally gets himself some players. They finally help him get some players, and then they just fucking throw him away. It was just sad. I was like, damn. That's why I was happy when the Chiefs picked him up, because I was like, all right, at least he can go somewhere and start fresh, play his ball, play his heart out, and he did. He started playing with the Chiefs. He rough started a little bit once again, but once he got into his rhythm, his second year, I think his third year and all that shit, man, he was all right. He was doing good. He was great. Then he left, went to the Redskins. I liked him there. I was like, man, this kid. I guess it was for him. It was like the more older he got, the better he got, because when he was young, yeah, he made mistakes. He fucked up. He played against some hard teams and lost a lot of hard games and a lot of easy games. But I guess that really must have humbled him and really must have got him thinking like, man, I can still ball out, you know. And like I said, it's good to see him working out and see him on that run to redemption, and on that run to to get better, and his health to get better so he could get back to the game. Especially like when you got guys like, Dwayne Haskins right now could be the possible starter or possible backup if Alex Smith comes back. So, it's good, so now Haskins has someone to look at. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't, Casey Hay, what is it? Casey, what's that fucking quote? Casey, I was gonna say Casey Hayward, but I'm not talking about the D tackle, the quarterback. What's his name? Fucking, he was the fucking Vikings quarterback. He went to Denver and he went to the fucking Redskins now. Well, y'all know who I'm talking about. Keenum. There you go. I couldn't think of it for a second, but like I could see the K, but I couldn't think of the rest of the fucking name. Casey Keenum. He was just a one-hit wonder for me. When he was the Vikings, that was his best. That was his best for me. Then he went to Denver. Obviously, he was a flop, and then he went to Redskins. He did okay. I mean, I don't know. Some people might say he didn't flop in Denver. I think he did, in my opinion. Going from the Vikings to Denver that was a downgrade. And then, he went to the Redskins now, and that's super downgrade pretty much because they ain't got nobody besides Scary Terry, who I like a lot. The wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. I love that guy. Since week one, when he went off on the Eagles, I was like, that kid is special. One, I don't like Eagles. I don't like the Eagles. I hate the fucking Eagles. Even I'm a Green Bay fan and I hate the Bears, but that's the crazy part. Like, I hate the Eagles just as equal as I hate the fucking Bears. I guess because I'm from Jersey and living next to Philly. You hear all the fucking bullshit. But I have a lot of Eagle friends. Don't get me wrong. Love my Eagle friends. Shout out to all my Eagle friends. But as the team, I just can't stand the team and the fan base. Besides my Eagle friends that I respect and love, the Eagle fans that I don't know of, I hate them. Like, they suck. The Eagle fan base suck. Except for my friends, because some of my Eagle friends are more classier than that. But the ones that are not suck. I can't stand them. But in general, you know what I mean? Like, he goes, Casey Keenum, how can Dwayne Haskins learn from that guy? He only had one great year, maybe two, and that was it. So it's like, a backup learning from a backup pretty much. It's like, it's not the same when you got someone like Alex Smith that you can learn from. You know what I mean? A guy that went from a rookie drafted starting quarterback position to two other teams, or another team, and then to this team, it's like, damn. That's someone I'd rather learn from because he's been through some shit. They didn't even smoke yet. I'm already fucking coughing. Excuse me. Had to drink some water. But yeah. So I do hope him and Dwayne Haskins have a great relationship, and I hope it works out because I think Dwayne Haskins, even though let's be honest, Dwayne Haskins is not happy there. I could get that he's not happy there. I understand why he's not happy there. I get it. You're coming into pretty much a young ass team who don't really have much to offer. All y'all are pretty much progressing as y'all go. And, he has that win now mentality, but he don't have the win now kind of potential right now. It's more like you got to groom him first for him to have that that NFL elite, type of fucking winning percentage. You know what I mean? Right now, he's just going to give you your average wins. Your average games. 200 yards, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Shit like that. But you want your quarterback to always give you those 300-yard games, 400-yard games, 2-3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. 1-0 and fucking interceptions. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people may look at me, I'm spoiled because I'm a Packers fan, and Rodgers, as last week I was telling y'all, Rodgers barely makes mistakes. I know. We're going to get a quarterback like Love starting within the next 4 years who's going to make hella fucking mistakes. I can see it now. I'm already prepared for it. But, like I said, when you got that happening, learning from one person and then learning from another, it will definitely work out better. Because you're learning from Casey Keenum and your QB quarterbacks and your coaching, right? I mean, your QB coaching and the rest of the coaching. But if you get the guy like Alex Smith in there who has some age to him, has some experience in the good and bad department, I'd rather learn from that guy than fucking Casey Keenum, and that's just my opinion, So, like I said, hopefully it works out. Let me hold up. Ooh. That always feels good. That first inhale take is always like the best, yo. That shit is like literally the best. Man, Mother's Day is almost around the corner. Literally tomorrow, actually. So it's crazy. I was online shopping, right? Well, picking my mom a gift and picking my girl a gift and whatnot. And I'm just looking through shit, finding shit. Like, all right, I'm looking. And I see something pop up, right? It's on the, it just popped up, I guess, in that category of stuff. So I'm like, all right, I look, I'm like, I scroll. Next thing you know, it pops up when I scroll up, and it's a book. And I fucking laughed so hard because I started thinking to myself funny things like, really? Like, so the book itself, right? The book was called, and I quote, the book was literally called How to Live Your Life with a Big Dick. When I read that title, first of all, I thought to myself, that's fucking bold. Like, that's some bold shit right there. Like, to have a title like that, like how to live your life with a big dick, or how to live life with a big dick. I think it was something like that, right? Now I'm thinking to myself, this is two things this is out of two type of books here. It's either for a female to learn how to, be with a big dick nigga or a big dick dude in general, right? Or this is for us dudes who have big dicks who just don't know how to handle that shit. Like, it really boggled me for a second. I was just like, how to live like your life with a big dick? Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, how hard is it? Like, how hard is it? Like, I mean, because, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a horse, but like, I'm pretty well equipped and I like what I am. I mean, I think I'm a fine, decent size. You know what I mean? But I started thinking, like, all right, so the guys who might be bigger than me, like, what makes it so fucking hard? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's hard about it? Like, it blew my fucking mind that there's a book out there that you can literally read if you're uncomfortable with the fact that you have a big dick, or if you don't know how to handle that you have a big dick. There's a book out there for you people who don't know how to handle your life with a big dick. And like I said, I don't know if I didn't get into details of the book. It was obviously I can't fucking read it, but whether it's a girl book or for males or for both, it honestly, it sounds like it could be for both. It sounds like it could be for both partner, I guess, both gender book type of thing. But it just blew my mind that there's shit out there that you can read of this type of fucking nature. Like, I was just like, wow. Like, I was mind blown. So I started thinking, like, so they got books for like if they got books for big dick guys like that, like if you're uncomfortable, like what about the little guys? Like, I'm thinking about like, hey, what about the little guys? Like, they poor little guys, like they don't how they feel, like how uncomfortable they must feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like if a big dick nigga feels uncomfortable having a big dick and he's having a hard time living life with a big dick, imagine a little guy having a hard time living with the fact that he's, well, you know, a little guy. Like it's it's fucked up, right? I was laughing, bro. I was laughing. I laughed so hard to fucking smoke. I was like, I gotta smoke at that point. I just got done smoking. I was like, I gotta smoke again. I was like, fuck that. That is funny. I was like rolling, bro. Like, and I was like, only like, and I started thinking about myself like, I want to buy this book. Like, I really started thinking about myself like, I want to buy this book, and I kind of want to do a review on this book. Like, I want to read this book and understand what makes it so uncomfortable. Like, how like what what are the ins and outs? What are the ins and outs of living life with a big dick? Like how hard can it fucking be, dog? Like I was rolling, bro. I was baffled. I was baffled, bro. I was like, yo. Then I started thinking more in depth with it. Like, I wonder if they have like books for like bitches who got like, how to live a life with a big coochie or a big clit or no wall pussy. Like how it feels to live a life with no walls and shit. Like I was thinking like, yeah, like I started thinking like the author has a great idea on this. Like I started thinking that. I started thinking like, yo, the author's onto something with this. Like you got a book for males. Shit, why not do something for females? I'm pretty sure that not all females come tight. I'm pretty sure all of them don't come tight or smelly. Good smelly, not bad smelly. So it just made me laugh, man. I was like, yo, I said the way of the world right now is so fucking crazy. Like, because in the '90s you don't see this. I mean, well, who knows? They probably was shit like this in the '90s. We didn't know about it, but we didn't see this shit growing up. Like when we had to see shit like this, we knew when we saw shit like this or heard shit like this, we knew we wasn't supposed to. Like, you know what I mean? Now it's so blatant and porn's not even the same anymore. Like you watch porn now, it's so boring now. It's like man, like it's boring. Like what happened to the excitement of knowing that you're not supposed to watch it? Like now it's like everybody watches it. That's whack. It was like the whole purpose of porn was that you sneak to watch it. Like that's what made it interesting. Yeah, you shouldn't be watching this shit, but you have to sneak to watch it. You know what I mean? You have to sneak to get your little rocks off and shit. Now it's like everybody just blatant as hell. Back then, like even my era or people who were born in the '90s, like it was not taboo, but it wasn't very highly spoken on. Like when you used to talk about, like, yeah, I had to play with myself and shit like that, like or jerk off or whatever the case may be. Like, because as kids, let's be honest, when you had your friends, your group of friends, there were girls and boys, and you had your two gender groups, and y'all all kicking it, not even just doing things with each other, but just kicking it and just being open. Because I mean, at an early age, I got exposed to fucking, I guess, porn at an early age because I was watching porn at like fucking 10. You know what I mean? 10, 11. Like I snuck on and was just like, ooh, like this is interesting. But you bring it to your friends and you talk about it with your friends and shit. And it was just funny because like, back then it was secretive. Like, yo, guess what? Like what? Like, yo, I did something last night myself and it felt good. Like you should do it. Like it is like it's just I know y'all probably think like yeah that's disgusting or ew my son gonna be doing that probably like because boys are just we're nasty like that. We talk and we're free about shit. But now it's like it's too now sometimes it's like there's too much openness. You know what I mean? Like what happened to a little bit of privacy? Like just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. Like the good old days when you had some type of privacy, some type of reason to be nervous, like now it's like you expect to go to a park and find someone fucking. Like you just expect that shit. Like you expect to go to a movie theaters and find somebody fucking. You know what I mean? You expect to go to a bar bathroom and find somebody on their knees sucking dick. Like you just expect these things now. It's just like it's not the same. Like it's too grimy now. Like it's like that meme when they be like saying like when you're when it like it says like you're watching porn and you're done watching porn, and you're so excited, but when you're done, you're like, disgusting bitch. Like, you talk to yourself about it, you disgusting little whore. Like, it's like that. Like, it's just like, oh, this world's a disgusting little whore now. Like, this world is so disgusting and hoary. Like, it's slutty. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I said, it's just funny to know like the shit that are blatantly just in front of your face is just like wow. Like, you couldn't imagine that shit 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, 25 years ago, whatever the case may be. Like, you couldn't see shit. Like, even 30 years ago, 40 years ago, like, that shit was super taboo, Like I was telling y'all, I don't know, I think, was that? No. Yeah, I did tell y'all, yeah, the one video I was watching fucking Buffy. And I still watch it. I'm still watching the seasons. Like, I'm almost done Buffy and shit. And I'm watching it, and I'll be laughing because, like, some of the shit that they talk about in there, or they were, like, trying to talk about, like, be awareness about, is, like, it's so uncomfortable to watch because back then it was, like, I could, like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's uncomfortable now to watch, but, like, I guess the only reason I meant to say uncomfortable now to watch is because, like, the acting of it. You know what I mean? It's cringy a little bit, like, ooh, like the way they act and how they try to like make it awareness. It's like, ooh, it was so bad. Like how they try to do it. So like, but like as you see that those times on how they try to have awareness for certain things, and then how they do it now, it's like, wow, like you see the difference, and it's like I hate when people say, oh, but back then they didn't have awareness. No, they had awareness for a lot. The problem was back then was that people didn't take it as serious was because I think it's because just truthfully it was just not the fact that they wasn't aware. I guess they just didn't believe it. Like they knew like people were obviously probably killing themselves, but they just didn't think it was that deep on it, or if they did, or if they didn't think that, then maybe they just thought that maybe just people were just weak minded. I don't know. I admit it. The '90s was a little rough. Going into the 2000s, that's when it started getting fucking a little soft. But like '90s was rough. It was like scrapes and bruises. Who gives a fuck? Got a concussion? Who gives a fuck? You was sick? Who gives a fuck? Like '90s was rough a little bit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I said, it's just funny how like growing up, seeing the awareness they try to put from back then, and then how they do it now is so different. Like back then, they would have just a conversation about it. They'll have it on one episode. Hold up, sorry guys if y'all hear that. Someone just tried to FaceTime me. But so I don't know. Like I said, it's just in my opinion, it's just one of those things. Like from how they did it back then and now, it's just funny how they did it. Like back then, like I said, they try to have a little conversation about it, or they'll try to have, some type of, like they would just sit down and just talk, and they'll try to like put it in a way where, like, all right, perfect example, right? Perfect example. I'm watching an episode of Buffy. It's when Willow finally tells Buffy that she's gay, right? Because if y'all watch Buffy, I know Willow turns gay later on. And she finally tells her, I like the girl Tara or whatever. How they did it was like, was how someone would act in real life in that time period, you feel me? Or just act with the front. And, of course, Buffy was real like, oh, like, freaked out a little bit because, that was a little taboo still. Like, people still come out the closet was still like, what the fuck, And, they try to put it like that for her, but then they also put it where it was just like, she accepted it because that was her best friend and she loved her best friend no matter what. And she wouldn't change on her best friend because of that. Like, if that would made her happy, she was happy on making her happy by accepting her for that. So it was a positive thing, right? It was like, oh, that's cool. It was a little cringy. Like I said, the acting's a little cringy, because back then, I guess it was still, they try to find a way to make it comfortable. But, it wasn't that comfortable, because it's a touchy subject. It's a very touchy subject. And, so how they did it back then was they would try to weave into the lines a little bit, but, still, they try to stay on the line without weaving out of lines. That's what I meant to say. And I thought they did a good job. they put the awareness that way. Like you have a a gay character, and she was a witch on top of that. And then her lover was also a witch, and they had scenes where they were intimate, not like kissing all crazy, like tonguing each other down, but they would have a quick little, how the little fake little kisses they try to do, like they'll just, they'll lock lips, not like in a sense press lips, but actually lock a little lips and then move their face a little bit, but like it wasn't like all graphical, you know what I mean, or cheeks all out, which I mean I don't mind cheeks, but like still, it's the principle of the whole thing. Like they like for me to watch that at 8 years old, it was okay, or we to watch that at the age of when I did watch it the first time, that shit was okay because I understood it, that they build it up to aware me that there might be gay people in the world, and that if you have a gay friend, you should try to hear them out or you should try to understand them. You know what I mean? So it was different how they did it. Nowadays, it's not the same. It's straight up like blah 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 blah, like just straight into your fucking face, throwing. It's like someone throwing snowballs in your face, and it's just like, eat it or don't like it, or I don't give a fuck, or you're gonna like it anyway. Like I don't like that, and that's just my opinion on that. Like I don't like that. I don't like no one forcing on anybody that they don't want to be forced to like, because everybody should have their own opinion because that's what makes everybody different. Now, when someone's wrong, yeah, you should tell someone they're wrong. But if someone says, well, that's just how I feel, or that's just my opinion, or that's just what I believe, then as people, we should also respect that too. We should also understand that. You shouldn't force nothing to nobody. Because, rape isn't just sexual, rape is also mental. Rape is also emotional. You know what I mean? Like, so when you do shit like that and you're forcing somebody to go against what they believe or to go against what they like or go against what they may think, that's where it becomes like, yo, that's wrong. And that goes both ways. That's just not just one side of things. No, it goes both ways for people. Whatever you believe, whatever you want to do, whatever you may like, whatever you're into, no matter how weird, no matter how gay, straight, whatever the fuck it is, that's what you're entitled to do and like and be. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? The things that the people shouldn't be are, certain things like racist. Obviously, people shouldn't be racist. Me personally, I find racism funny. I've dealt with racism being a light-skinned Hispanic, and I dealt with racism from white people, and I dealt with racism from black people. I've dealt with it from both sides. So I know how it feels to be racist, but I never try to take it seriously until, I won't lie, until I hear a specific word, and I won't lie to you. When I hear that one word or I hear a meaning of a term of that word, which is N lover, because at one point I dated black girls and I love my ebonies and I love all women. I don't discriminate when it comes to that. I love the fact that there's more mixed couples out there in the world. You know what I mean? I love it. If that's what makes you happy, go for it. You know what I mean? That's what makes you happy. And I just hate when people try to be forceful onto other people's vision or beliefs or thoughts. It's not right. You know what I mean? You're forcing your way upon me that I just don't agree with. So with, that being said, that's the whole point. Like, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, from back then till now, like, it's so much different. Like, back then you can never say it was no awareness. There was awareness. There was awareness. It's just maybe not as much as you wanted it to be, or maybe not as graphic as you wanted it to be. But sometimes things don't need to be graphic. Sometimes things needs to be just straight up. Straight up. That's it. It just needs to be honest. As long as you're honest, people will listen. You know what I mean? People will listen. As long as you're honest, people will listen. It's when you're not honest, that's when people steer away or they don't want to hear you. Because they know you're not being truthful. So why waste my fucking time? So, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference from then until now. But I can only hope that the future, especially when my son gets older, and when my son does get older and does become to that point in time, I really do hope, I honestly really do hope that like it's better for him. I hope whatever happens in the next 10 years is better, despite what I feel, despite what, excuse me, Excuse me again. Despite what I feel or may think of things, you know what I mean? I only hope that the future do, I hope I did my part so that his future could be good. You know what I mean? So, because I've always been, I was raised, I would like to think that my mom raised me best as she could. And she raised me in a sense to love everybody, despite what you may look, who you are, what you've done. That's why I've always, if you know me from high school or you know me from back in the day, y'all always know me for being the dude that was cool with everybody. I wasn't just cool with one set of group, unless they were my best friends, which they were. If you only see me with one set of group, a lot of times because they were my best friends. You feel me? I'm going to be with them all the time. But I would chill with everybody. I would hang with everybody. I didn't give a fuck what you was into. I would hang with gothic people. I didn't give a fuck. Fucking new people who worship Satan. I didn't give a fuck. I'm a fucking Christian, and they knew that. They didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They just looked at me as a person, just like I looked at them as a person. Because they knew I didn't ridicule them. They knew I didn't judge them for that shit. Yeah, but tell them like, damn, y'all in some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like y'all bold for that. But then, I just tell them like, but I still respect who you are. And that's what matters. I still respect you as a person. Despite who you praise to or what you may do. I still respect you as a person. I still love you as a person because you're human. You bleed like I bleed. You're not nothing better than me. You're not better than me. And I'm not better than you. And that's how it should be. It's mutual. It's just a mutual respect. And nobody has that no more. Nobody has a mutual respect anymore. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, to get respect, you gotta get respect. But yeah, but to get respect, to give respect, you gotta get it too. You feel me? Like, it goes both ways. It's a two-way street. I know I might be talking high right now, but it's a two-way street. So that's why I always said, like, I have people who know me, is either they respect me or they hate me. And as I tell, if they say they hate me, they don't even know why they hate me for. They just hate me. And believe me, it's not many people. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think I have many people that do hate. I probably have maybe like 2, 3 people that at the most dislike me, but I don't think I have anybody to sit there and say they hated me. Maybe, like I said, maybe 2, 3 people do, but that's it. I can honestly sit there and say I don't have to look at behind my back and wonder if someone's gonna fucking try to kill me or some bullshit because they hate me. Thank God, because I think I've done well with everybody. I think I've given everybody their respect, even the people that done me wrong. You feel me? Like throughout my years that owed me bread or try to do fluky shit. You know what I mean? And or disloyal shit. Still, at the end of the day, I still look them out one more last time and then I cut them loose because that's just who I am. I don't, I do what I do what's what I need. I do what I think is right, and then I disappear. And once I do that, I'm out. You ain't gonna never hear from me again. You won't see me again. Nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing. So, that's just how I looked at that with those type of situations. But I just hope as humanity itself, as people itself, we can. I don't want to say be one because that one shit is evil. But and that's just my conspiracy ass talking. If you don't like it, oh well, put slap in the comment if you don't like it. But in my opinion, that's evil shit. But I do wish that we can definitely be united as much as we can without losing our individual selves and without disrespecting someone else's, you know, disrespecting someone else's nationality or intelligence or creed or whatever. You know what I mean? We should all be happily, we should always be happy individually, but also united. So, I do hope and wish that the future holds better days. Let's put it that way. And speaking about better days, so I already know this shit is trending. I already know this shit's been like since he got out of jail, he's been trending. You already know who I'm about to talk about. 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine, dog. Who would have thought, right? This kid, man. Whew. This kid, bro. Dropped the video, Gooba. If you haven't heard it, go give it a listen. I think the song is I don't want to say it's decent, but it is kind of decent. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I heard the song already like 3 times. I'm like, damn, I can't even stunt. Like, this little nigga actually came out with a kind of a song I like motherfucker. Like, I was bad as hell for a second. Like, fuck. Like, this nigga really fucking came out with a banger. Like, I kind of fuck with the song a little bit. I like the hook more, I think, because the hook is just shit talking. But I'm like, fuck. Like, this rap motherfucker really got me liking his song. But like, truthfully, man, with the whole situation that happened to him, and I was talking to my bro Johnny Deep about this. Um, Truthfully, being in this situation, right? And I'm not saying I support snitching. I'm not saying that at all. And being that, I did come from that environment where snitches get put in ditches. That's just what niggas grew up with. And being that I know niggas that never, I don't be around snitches. Put it that way. You feel me? My people that I hang with are nobody snitch. You know what I mean? But his situation, man, I have to admit, and I'm looking at from his perspective, and I looked at it from everybody's view, and once again, it goes back to the opinion thing. I respect everybody's opinion. If you feel like he should die, which I mean, I don't think anybody should feel like that about anybody, but as a street person or as any type of real gangster and all that shit, if you feel like he needs to fucking be dead or locked away or put in a ditch, what they would say, I respect that because I get it. As a hood street nigga, I get why you would feel like that because you have a code. You have a code that you follow. You have a code that is indebted to you, imprinted in you, fucking embedded, everything, whatever, however we want to say it. It's a code that you fucking follow. And as a G, as a person who, not me, I'm saying like those people who consider some gangster, consider themselves G's and OGs and whatever. I understand that and I respect that to the fucking fullest. I do. Because there's no room for that shit. But in his perspective, too, I can see why. I can honestly see why. The man he got kidnapped. You know what I mean? They try to fuck his baby moms or kill his baby moms or both, maybe. Who knows? Try to kidnap his family. They were stealing bread from him. He was only getting 100,000s while they were making the M's when they're not performing at all. They just background props pretty much. They had a scheme on him. You feel what I'm saying? They schemed on him. They used this kid. They took this kid from the ghetto, a poppy little Mexican or whatever the fuck he is. They took this kid that's from the ghetto, from the heart of New York and the grimy parts of New York, bring him along in this gang that they got, raise him as as one of their own type of thing, hype him up, just so they can fucking basically do him wrong at the end. That's where you gotta ask yourself though, as a street person too, like damn, like when is that ever cool? When was it ever cool to fuck your homie's baby moms unless you really was trying to do him in? When was it ever cool that you rob your mans without him knowing, without trying to do him in? When was it ever cool that you kidnap your man, you set up a kidnap for him just so you can get more money and ransom off him before you do him in? Like, you have to understand that too. You gotta walk in his shoes for a second and think about it. Like, he got put through all this shit first, wondering why he was getting beat up or why he got kidnapped, wondering all that shit, and then feds grab him up, or DEA, one of them niggas grabbed him up, and then they show him all this evidence that they've been fucking with your baby moms, or they're trying to kill your baby moms too, or they're trying to kidnap your family. They putting this on you, they putting that on you, they putting the racketeering, they putting all this shit on you, they putting all this on you. The hits, they saying it was you. They basically was snitching on him first, or basically trying to blame. They was gonna put everything on, not even that fact that he snitched on him, or they were gonna snitch on him first, but they was gonna put everything on him. You feel me? Regardless, and then walk away with all the bread and be like, fuck him, and not even take care of his family. So you have to really think about that. what would have been better? What would have been better to go out to just keep going blindly down this road where you know you're about to die because the feds technically or the DEA, whoever grabbed him up, saved his life. And the reason, and that's crazy because the reason why they did that was because of that. The reason why they grabbed him up, and because his music video, after he did that music video with Nicki Minaj, that's when he got kidnapped, I believe. And then after that, when he got released or he freed himself, however it fucking happened, that's when the police grabbed his ass up because they knew already. They're trying to kill him. They're trying to get more money from him right now before they actually do what they said they're gonna do because they already knew what they said they were gonna do. They already had all this shit discovered. He didn't know until they discovered him and told him like, "Yo, you're gonna get caught with all this shit because we know you." Because let's be honest, he did do his dirt and he got caught doing his dirt. But they knew they had some. They waved they waved the good old paper above his head and was like, "That's your freedom, bro." And now, before we tell you what we want from you to get your freedom back, we're going to tell you why you need to think about this. And here's why. Your boy was doing that. Your other boy started doing this. Yeah, your boy was doing that. This and this and that. They were talking about doing this to you. We know who kidnapped you. It was your boys. They talked about it. We got the messages right here. Boom, boom, boom. They put this under your name just so they can get away with it. They're the ones making money. Oh, by the way, they skimming off on all your music. Every time you make money off your music, they skimming off $6 million. They giving you just 100-something thousands. They gave him the whole scoop. What you left with at that point? Do you go down that road and just say, fuck it, I'll face death and pretend that you died like a warrior? Because let's be honest, as soon as he died, nobody was going to give a shit. And the fucked up part is that as soon when he did die and whoever would have killed him, they would have took the time, and then the true criminals who got away with the bread would have walked away forever. Unless karma, and God had a plan for his ass, you feel me? But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to think about that for a second. Like, that's the honest truth. What would you do? Be honest, what would you do? That was all that. If your best friend and your gang or your crew, whatever it is, or whoever you're close with, would have done that all to you. Just the baby mom thing alone is disrespectful. But then trying to kill you, kidnap you, extort you, blame you for all the charges, put the charge all on you, walk away from you, and leave you dead and broke type shit. Like, what would you do? What choices do you got? Okay, yeah, you could walk out that police station, run get the bread type shit. You could run get the bread type shit, and try to get your family out there, or hire some new goons and take them out, or whatever the case may be, right? You could probably do all that gangster shit that you thinking of. Cause I know a lot of niggas is thinking all the gangster shit, right? Like, oh, I'll just go out there and start blasting fools, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I get it. Yeah, I get it, bro. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I know no real person would think like that. They would have a more sensible plan if they were going to go that route. They would actually think about this plan for a second. Like, they'll probably disappear for a week just to come up with a plan. You feel what I'm saying? But you can't think like that. You got to be honest with yourself. Like, and like I said, if you do that, like I said, you will have a plan. And you also know in that plan, you're still going to probably die. Let's be honest, you still might die. But you know that if that's the way you want to go out, and you're okay with going out that route and going out like a G like that, then hey, that's on you. And all the best of luck. But in his case, he knew he was fucked. When he walked out them doors, he knew he was a dead man. He knew he wasn't going to make it. And I get it, a lot of people think, yeah, but that's the whole point. You know what you got yourself into. I know. You got to be accountable for your mistakes. You got to man up to your mistakes. You got to admit that you made mistakes. And I always say that a real person, a real woman, a real man will always admit their mistakes. Will always admit when they're wrong, and will always man up to that shit. In this case, I had to look at it as like he did. He knew he fucked up. But now, it wasn't like he fucked up and then snitched on his boys. He fucked up and got a deal thrown at him because they really wanted what they were about to do. What they were doing was way worse than what he was planning on. Yeah, he would put on hits. He was putting on hits on like certain people, but nobody died on them hits. So it wasn't like he would go down for murder. They could throw away a fucking simple, easy, aggravated gun charge, bro. They ain't worried about that. They want the drugs, the money. That's simple to them. That's simple to them. To throw away that aggravated assault charge or the hit charge, we can throw away all that. All you gotta do is just give us these people, the detail of these people, and the detail of that, and that's it, bro. And that's what he did. And honestly, in my opinion, on his side of it, looking at it, he did the right thing. You know, how many times you always heard, "Oh, tell me," you know, when they say in school, "Oh, tell the teacher or principal if something's wrong." Well, he did the right thing. He told the fucking cops what they needed to know so he could save his ass because he knew the evidence that they presented with him wasn't really for him to go to jail. It was for him to save his ass to give them up. And you gotta respect it, bro. It's like, honestly, it's like Frank Lucas. And I know a lot of people want to put that comparison. I mean, it's not the same, but it is the same. Niggas snitched on all dirty cops. He didn't snitch on, street niggas, but he snitched on all the dirty cops. And it's sort of the same in a sense when it comes down to it, because you got to think about it. The cops was, it's Frank Lucas's case. The cops that he was snitching on were against him anyway. They were just only there to collect their paycheck, collect the dirty money to get rich off him. Other than that, they were going to throw his ass behind jail if they got it the first chance they got, and throw him behind the bars if he tried to give them in or whatever the case may be, because they were extorting him. You know what I mean? They extorted him. In this case, it's the same thing. They were extorting this man. They were extorting 6ix9ine, or as Johnny D would say, Daniel Hernandez. Like, they were extorting him. And they tried to kill him. And they tried to kill his family or hurt his family. And hurt and fuck his baby moms and probably kill his baby moms. Who knows? They could have killed his child, bro. People fucking turn. When the money hits you, people act crazy. It's not the money that makes them evil, it's the person that makes the money evil. It's not the money, it's the person. And when they get a taste of that first cool 100,000 or that 90,000 or 100 million or whatever the fuck they were touching, that shit will make a person different. That shit will make you think a whole, you're gonna start thinking, especially when you come from the gutter, niggas who ain't got shit, they're thinking not to how to make more of it, they're thinking, how the fuck can I keep it? They're thinking, how the fuck can I keep it? They're not thinking, I need to make more of it. They're thinking, how the fuck can I keep it? That's all they're thinking. Because they don't want to lose it. Because for them, that's a lifetime. Because they know they only promised tomorrow anyway. And it's sad when you have that mentality. When you let money be that fucking influential, that you need it that much. I get it though. I guess money is everything for people. But I always follow a certain thing. I always follow this motto. And it's funny how I was watching, I guess this is where I got it from, because I used to watch fucking Players Club when I was younger, and I know I shouldn't have, but, whatever. And it's funny how she says the same shit that I say all the time now. Like, go make the money, but don't let the money make you. And it's the truth. People always let that money make them. They let that money shape them out to be evil people. Instead of just making the money and using the money for what you need to use it for, and that's it. That's it. But I guess everybody's different, and I'm here to say I understand that, and I fucking respect it, man. I do. I really, really do. But you gotta also understand this man's, and then on top of that, people are like, really, people don't understand, like, yo, if you really didn't want to if you really want to hurt him right now, you don't gotta physically do it. What you should do, if you really wanted to stop his buzz and hurt him, you don't gotta hurt him and do it physically. Stop giving him attention. Stop giving him attention then. The sooner you stop giving him views, the sooner you stop watching his lives, the sooner you stop watching him doing what the fuck he's doing, which is trolling half the time, the quicker he becomes irrelevant to you and to your environment. You know what I mean? Yeah, he might still have a buzz, but at that point you won't give a fuck. You can be like, oh, I don't care, I don't watch that nigga. He's a rat. That's how you go look at him anyway. He's a rat. So stop giving him the attention if that's how you feel. If you don't like him or whatever, just stop giving him attention. Don't worry about it. Don't watch his videos. I know you're one against millions, but believe me, if y'all all round up together and stop trying to be haters and stop trying to give him views and troll him back, he won't be nobody but just a regular person at that point. But, apparently also today, with news with him, as the weekend comes to a close, apparently with him, his address got leaked. So someone actually leaked his address, which is it's fucking crazy that people who, if someone really wants you, they can get you. That's scary to know. Especially when you're rich. If someone just pays the bag, or really, if they really, really pay or really find somebody good enough to fucking find you, bro, they will find you. If someone really wants you, they could find you, bro. And that's scary to know that if someone really wanted me, they could really find me. Pay some PI or pay somebody to do hacking shit and just hack into the fucking computers and find where that person stay at. Damn, there's people that look into your fucking computers right through your cameras. Like, that's how scary that shit is. But they leaked his address and he had to move. And then this dumbass nigga, this is how you know he's a troll, and this is why it's like the people who are gonna get pissed off by what he's doing. Yo, he fucking moves because he finds out. Like, he found out quick as hell then, because everything got leaked today about that. But he must have found out real quick because he moved, went to a new crib, bought a new crib, whatever. And this nigga's showing off in a picture with money, like smiling and shit, like teeth all out, money in the air, just new crib. And I'm just like, you are a fucking asshole. Like, I'm just like, this nigga, like, I get it though. He's got to keep it up now. Like, I get it. You got to keep up this image now. You got to do this shit. You have to. And honestly, he's smart. Kid's not stupid. I'll give him that. He is, as he would say, stupid. Like, yo, he's not stupid. I'll tell you that right now. Or dumb. Like, I'll tell you that right now. He's not. Because the kid is fucking cashing out on this shit. His video, he puts the fucking rat on his face, and that whole bar, that whole line, he's just laughing. Ah ha. Like, that's all he does, and it's the fucking rat face. And I'm laughing because I'm ah-haing with him at this point, because I'm like, this kid is smart. I'm like, he's gonna ride this wave, yo, because he knows that he's the only person in the fucking world, in the industry, especially in the industry, who can honestly be like, yeah, I've read it, I did it, and I'm getting help, and I got out of jail, and I still got my money, and I still got my crib, and I still got this bitch that's ready to ride for me, even though we all know she's there for the bread, but whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know how celebrities could do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how celebrities could do that, yo. Especially rappers. Like, they really be falling in love with these video vixens, or they'll fall in love with just these just regular twerking bitches. Like, they be like IG girl. Like, listen, I love me some IG models, but come on, man. Like, do you think I could trust her? Like, don't get me wrong, his little shorty bad too. Like, she bad, but like, I couldn't trust her. Especially in his situation, what happened with him, I couldn't trust no girl. I wouldn't trust nobody. I always said it, bro. Like, if I get rich before I find anybody, I wouldn't find nobody unless she's in a upper pay bracket than me. I couldn't be with nobody, because I know I couldn't trust just a regular girl. I couldn't. That'd be the fear of me knowing that if I find a normal girl, is the fact that, because like, I would think all she would want is my bread. Or even a girl who is kind of rich but a little under let's say if I was like a fucking movie star, and fucking, let's say I start dating a fucking model, but I'm gonna make more than her, if I make more than her, I'm afraid that even then she's still gonna be on some like, well, I'm gonna marry this nigga, and you know what? I'm just gonna leave him and take half his bread. That's how it goes. That you always take half. Eddie Murphy said it best. Half. Dead ass. And you're gonna be on the, as he would say, you're gonna be on the cover of People magazine. Your wife on the other page with the money out smiling like, ah, and then you on the fucking other side of the cover like, oh, fucking crying. Like, I'm afraid of that shit. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fucking softy when it comes to that. Like, I believe everybody should have true love. I believe everybody should have a true love one day. I also believe that, if you are free spirited and you just want to have your fun, you should have that too. I'm just a person that you should have whatever you feel like you desire. If you desire to have nothing but just freedom for the rest of your life and be single and no children or just, little thotty or little manho, and you just love being that, you love being a bachelor or whatever. That's what fucking, let's be honest, that's what it really is. You're just being a bachelor and you're living your life. You're just living it to how you want to live it. You should have that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want love too, and you want that desire of love and passion and connection, then you should also want that too. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Like I said, to me, it's just crazy, that people could just be like, yo, like they be rich and they still fall in love with some nobody. Not to be ignorant like that, but like they'll just follow somebody who is not even near their pay bracket, and then wonder why they leave them. You know what I mean? They wonder why, like, oh, they fucking left me and took half my money. Yeah, well, because you went lower. You try to find a Cinderella instead of just trying to find fucking a Queen Elizabeth, nigga. Like, you feel me? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, if I became a rich fucking bachelor, if I was a rich bachelor, a fucking rapper bachelor, or a fucking inventor or some shit, rich as hell, money out the ass, and I was a single guy, I would have to go somebody who's upper than me. I couldn't, or at least in the same fucking bracket as me, because I would be so paranoid. I would just think that you only want me for my bread. I'm gonna be real. I would be like, yeah, you only want me because I'm rich. If I die, you take half my bread. You leave me, you take half my bread. So like, well, if I die, you take all my bread. But if you leave me, you get half. How do I even know you really truly here? Like, you would have to really go through hoops and jumps for me to fucking believe you, because I would be that scared. Because I'm already coming into my rich and famous stage with nobody, and being that I couldn't get nobody that I wanted to be with or find that person to be with. And then I'm rich now, and then all these girls want me because because they think now I'm hot, but really it's because I'm rich. That's like with Post Malone, nigga, ugly as shit. Nigga, ugly as shit. Girls really be like, oh, he cute. No, you're lying. You do not think that man's cute. Like, stop. If that was the case, you would date any nigga, yo. Like, stop. Like, I hate that shit. Like, when women be the first one, like, oh, but now he really is cute. No, he's not. Stop it. You're lying to yourself. You're trying to not sound like you're a gold digger, but let's be honest, you are. You only think he's cute because he has the fucking money. Other than that, you do not think that man's cute. At all. Like, at all, dog. Like, there's no way. There's no way a female could sit there and be like, yep, I think Post Malone is sexy. Like, there's no way. I'm sorry. No way. No way, no. No offense. And don't get wrong. Posty, my man. Posty, if you ever hear my podcast, this is no hate towards you. I'm just being honest here. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying I'm a sexy nigga. I'm not a sexy nigga in my day. I'm decent. You know what I mean? I'm a good looking, decent guy. That's how I put myself. I'm confident, but I ain't cocky. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be honest here. Posty ugly. And any woman that thinks Posty's fucking sexy, you're fucking lying. I don't care. You're lying. Because there's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way. It just kills me when I see that shit. They be like, oh, no, you don't think that. Stop. You just really want his money. And if you're only saying that just so that when the day you do see him, you're just letting us know that when you go to a Post Malone concert, 9 out of 10, you're going to try to be with that nigga for his bread. That's all you just confirmed to me when you say shit like that. Like, knowing that nigga ugly. Like, yeah, knowing that he is ugly and you still say some shit like that, I don't believe you. But, back to the 6ix9ine thing, it's just, I mean, it's sad to say, I don't want to wake up one morning, hopefully, and I'm not hopefully, but I don't want to wake up one morning and hear that, he fucking dies. That would, Lord forbid, knock on wood, that would suck. Because, that would be sad. First of all, taking a soul is sad. Nobody should be doing that shit. Especially for reasons that has nothing to do with them. You know, especially if there's nothing to do with you. Why are you even worried about it? It's not. Leave it alone. You know. But to know that this kid is cashing out, he's cashing out on y'all, and y'all don't even know it. All those views, all that attention, bro. He's gonna get an endorsement real soon, yo. I seen him get an endorsement to like something real funny, bro, like a Bell's Bottom commercial or some shit or something. Yo, I could just see it, bro. I could really fucking see it, like a fucking new security system for your home, something, bro. I could just vividly see a commercial or something of advertising with him on it, yo. I could see it. I'm sorry, I could see it. And he's gonna watch that new rat symbol is gonna be his new thing. He's gonna have a new that rat symbol, and he's gonna have dreads, colored dreads on it next time. And what I'm telling you, yo, I can see this shit. Like it's gonna go worldwide, and y'all gonna feed into it because he's gonna be known as one of the biggest trolls in today's history, and he's gonna go down in fucking history as the kid who snitched and got away, got out of jail and was a troll and was a rapper. Watch, I can see him getting movie roles, bro. I'm dead out. It's crazy. Like, and I'm not saying it because I'm a fan. You know, like I said, Gooba, like I said, it was decent. I like the hook. Um, the other songs he had in the past, they were okay. It wasn't like I said, I'm not a fan. I didn't. Drummer Boy, I'm gonna be real, or Dummy Boy, I think it's called. Yeah, Dummy Boy. I didn't even get to hear it. Everybody could tell me it was good, but I never heard it, so I can't consider myself a fan if I never even heard his first album or his only album. But the songs he did put out, they were decent, just like this Gooba, it's decent. But it's just funny. Like, it's funny just to know, like, this is what hip hop and music and all that shit has come to, and what today's time has come to from, NWA, DMX, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Ludacris, and those type of guys to today's rappers. It's just like, holy shit, it's a big fucking difference, man. It's fucking crazy how big it is. So fucking crazy, yeah. I can't even fucking fathom. It's just like I can't. Man. Yo. So speaking of money, right? And shit like that. So I was reading an article. A New Mexican teenager, right? New Mexico teen. In other words, a teen from New Mexico. I know I say shit fucked up, bear with me. But he basically was going to an ATM machine and finds $135,000, yo. $135,000. And God bless his heart. That's all I can say is God bless his heart. That would have been me. I would have been gone. I mean, then again, I guess it would have been one of those situations where it's like they would have had you on camera and pull back cameras and shit. But basically, he found the bag of money, called the authorities, and the bag of money basically was left behind by one of the fucking trucks, one of the truck guys and shit. So basically, he didn't put all the money in there. He must have had a long day, left the bread there. That was that. The reason why I say God bless this kid's heart is because basically not only he just saved his ass, but he just saved that man's ass in his job. I mean, they didn't mention the guy getting fired or not, but I would think that the guy probably got his ass saved on that one. Now, if the money was missing, that guy would have lost his fucking job and possibly would have had to go to court just because they would have accused him of stealing it. That's how I would have think anyway. They probably most likely would have accused him of stealing it. So, sorry. So, in general, bless that kid's heart for doing that. But if that was me, adios, amigo. I would have been gone with that money. You could keep the stimulus. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'll give my unemployment, though. I'll take that. But keep your stimulus. Keep all that shit. I'm not greedy. As I go to said. And I would have took that bread and I would have been gone. Adios. Bye. I would have buried that shit or something for like a couple years. I don't know, something. Especially if they didn't catch me. Like, I would have buried it first and then they didn't look back, or that dude would have never thought to go back there and check them cameras, or by God willing graces that they would have just never found that bread and just said chalked it up as a loss. Oh, I would have buried that bread for another year or two, waited out, and if nobody would have came knocking, then I would have been like, all right, yep, undig this shit. And then I would have just fucking, that would have been just changed. Not changed, but that would have been definitely like not been put in the fucking bank. I'll tell you that much. What I would have done, I probably would have bought like mad vanilla cards each week and put like $500 over the max in there every time. Or like every other week, max $1,000 or some shit vanilla card every time, bro. That ass. Oh, this fucking thing, man. This is why I'm starting to hate games, yo. Game be fucking bullshit. Yeah, y'all about to hear me complain. And it's like I like backwoods, but where I live at, man, that shit's too strong. Shit smokes up too strong. It smells too strong. I like smoking them though, but can't. Shit's too strong, man. Smell. But yeah, man. But man, plus that little kid. That they were not little kid, but plus that teenager heart for that. Even though it was funny because my one boy, actually he posted it. It was on Facebook. And it was from the Carrier Post or some shit. And he posted it. I'm laughing because he's like, man, he's like, man, I know his parents is disappointed, and I started laughing because in the picture you can see like his mom's like kind of, she's all like, and his dad's like, and he's all like smiling like, yeah, I did a good thing, and they're both looking like fucking pendejo. They both looking at him like, you fucking pendejo, yo. Don't you know we have cousin Eggy in Mexico? You could have fucking washed that money and give it back in a fucking check. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, they look like they were mad a little bit. Like, yo, this dumb kid. Like, who the fuck raised this kid to be too right? Like, who raised this kid to be so good? What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? But it's a good thing he did that because, like I said, he saved someone's job. I mean, I would think that he saved that guy's job. I would hope not. I would hope that they didn't just fucking like, you know, the boss still would have been like, you know what? No, you're still fired. Like that would have been fucked up. Because then all that good kid's graces was for nothing. Because if you can't keep, because he didn't keep the money. So if he didn't keep the money and the dude still lost his job, then it was all for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? So I mean, that's just how I look at it. Like, that's just fucked up. Funny, but fucked up too. Shit, crazy as hell. I would have took that bread and invest, or like I said, done something with it. I would have done something with that shit. And man, that shit crazy. Fucking other things in media I was hearing or reading. Not here. I keep saying it. Why I keep saying hearing? I ain't hearing much lately besides music and fucking my friends talking on the PS4. Other than that, I don't hear much. But I was reading basically, which and I called it. I called this shit. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen because people can't just say no sometimes. And two, because of the ending of the movie. But basically, they're gonna do Bad Boy 4. And I knew they were. Because of the ending in Bad Boy 3. Which I didn't mind. I love it. I like it. Bad Boy 3 was a good movie. It wasn't out of all of them, I think it's a flip between, I don't know, out of the best one, out of the three, it's a flip between 1 and 2. Because one's the classic. You know what I mean? You gotta love 1. I think I watched 1 more than I watched 2. But 2 is still hard. Like 2 still goes in. You feel me? If anything, I think 2 is probably more funnier. And it probably has more, well, I would say it has probably a little bit more action scenes, or at least longer action scenes than part 1 did. Because part 1 had action scenes, but it wasn't like long scenes until you got to the build up to the last fucking boss or the last scene where they had the big battle. But in part 2, it was more like longer scenes. Like I think the fucking, obviously the best scene was the fucking when he went against Zopound and the ending. You know what I mean? When he fucking goes to Johnny Tapia's fucking crib and they start busting shit up. But that's, it's funny because those 2 big scenes, or those 2 long, I guess you could say, fight scenes equal to about the same as many fight scenes probably in the first movie. You know what I mean? Like the length of them. So, you know, and then going from those 2, they went to 3 because it's like 3 is when they're pretty much old now. Excuse me, they're old men now. They're older men now. So, damn, excuse me. Fucking keep like, I'm smoking. I'm like burping up smoke. What the fuck? You know, 3 didn't have much action. Like it had action, but it wasn't like if you notice in 3, you know, Martin Lawrence wasn't doing much. Like he was the retired, the retired cop type shit, like the stay at home grandpa. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't, he wasn't in the role like he usually was in part one and part two. And two, he's getting older. He's not young Martin like that no more. He's Pop Martin now. So it's just seeing that, and it's like knowing how they ended it with three when Will comes to his son and he's like, yeah, we got something something you can help us with that could shorten up your time or get you out of jail, whatever. It just, you already know how to end. You already know where they're going with this. They're going to pass the torch from Martin to his son. You get Martin to do the last movie because he probably doesn't want to. And maybe he does want to do it, but let's say if he doesn't, it's an easy way to pass the fucking torch to his son. And now you got Will and his son doing the movie. And then when Will finally does die, because they probably kill off Will or have him retire, his son could take the fucking movie, and that character and that actor can go on and go forth. Because you notice they had a whole team and everything. They went full fucking Fast and the Furious with this shit. So they had a team and all that. So you can see where they're going, and if the director's going to go this route, I'm not mad at it. Because you got good characters. The big white guy was funny. I liked him because he acts real soft, but deep down that nigga fuck you up. He a killer. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't your typical tech guy. He wasn't your typical just nerdy guy. Like nah, that nigga was badass. He was a big ass jock type nigga. Like he kick your ass and shit. So it was cool. Like how they had him and his son and the other guy, the kid from was it Riverdale? Yeah, because he's Reggie. He's Reggie in Riverdale. Yeah, they got him, the kid from Riverdale, Reggie and shit. So that's why I was like, all right. That's cool. Like they had different faces and shit. So like, I didn't mind that. So, but with the ending, when he came back and he's like, hey, we got missions for you. I'm like, oh, I knew it. I knew they were going to fucking, I just had a feeling. I was like, they're going to fucking go that route. And I knew they did too. I'm good at this stuff, I have to admit. Not to toot my own horn. But then again, it was obvious too. If you're a movie guy or into movies, there's certain things you're gonna kind of definitely like, I guess notice, But you know what? We were talking about sports, and I'm gonna look back at sports because I forgot about two topics I want to talk about during sports. So Fox, man, Fox is witty. I tell you that. Fox is witty. These guys, so they put up a list. Two lists. Now the NFL list one I was okay with, only because my team was up there. But maybe that list could have been off too, now that I think about it. But that list they put up was a football list of all-time winning team percentage record. You feel me? Like, and how all the top 10 teams that brought all the winning percentage records throughout their times, throughout their wins and shit. And this is not just a certain period; it's like through the whole organization. You feel me? Like all the years they've been playing, or all the years that organization's been winning or playing. It goes by that or whatever. So I looked at that list. I'm like, all right, there's not really wrong with that list. But then they post a fucking fight one, right? The boxers, it's like top 10 boxers or fighters of all time. Yeah, they're like top 10 boxing fighter, top 10 boxers or some shit. And this list, man, was disrespectful. I'm sorry. This list definitely was a popularity contest. It was definitely either someone didn't do their fucking homework and was lazy, or they just don't know fucking boxing. Like, they didn't put no fucking names that made, like, they put Joe Louis. That's fine. Joe Louis was a beast. They had Muhammad Ali in like 5th or 6th, which was low or some shit. It was real low. It wasn't top 3, I know that. And that irked me. Cause I'm a Muhammad Ali fan. I was like, that's bullshit. He needs to be at least number 2. If you're gonna put Mike first, that's fine, but he needs to be at least number 2. And then speaking of Mike, they didn't have Mike on the list. How the fuck you don't have Mike Tyson on the list. Like, did someone forget to look up Mike Tyson highlights that day when they were at work? Like, how do you forget to watch Mike Tyson? Like, you forget to put Mike Tyson on the list. How? How do you forget that? Now, I'm not saying they did forget, but I'm assuming they forgot. I'm assuming that they meant to put top 11 and they forgot to squeeze him in somewhere. Like, how do you not put Mike Tyson on the top 10 list? The man has literally the fastest KOs, the most KOs in the first round, and he was undefeated for a minute for a heavyweight. I don't understand how you. Yeah, okay, he lost to Buster Douglas in a fight that he should have won because he had him won, and Buster Douglas just reached from the gut and did his thing. He knocked him out. I mean, it happens. The best fall sometimes. It happens. Gotta lose sometime. Even though there are people who haven't lost, like Floyd and Rocky Marciano and shit like that. But and even then, Floyd was number one. I didn't mind that. I mean, I did, but I didn't because if that was their list, then you might as well have put fucking Floyd number one. But Floyd was number one. I like Floyd. It took me a while to like Floyd, but I like Floyd. Cause I like the young Floyd too. I can't say I didn't like Floyd when he was younger. When I was younger, I liked the Floyd, but when he got real cocky, I kind of strayed off a little bit. Got to where I was just like, I've heard this song and dance before. You get all cocky and this and that, and next thing you get knocked the fuck out. It happens. But he backs it up, and I understand his evolution of boxing. He back then he was an attacker. He would attack you, he would strike you. He was fast. He was ducky. He was real elusive with shit. But as he got older, he learned and mastered. I mean, let's be honest, he mastered the art of defense. Like, he mastered that shit, bro. Like, you got them, like, people don't appreciate this. People be like, oh, he's a pussy boxer. Nah, bro. He's not. He makes you fight his fight. That's what it is. And that's how he wins. That's what you're supposed to do. It's art. You're supposed to find a way to win in a boxing match. It's not about just KOs and knockouts or KOs, TKOs and fucking brawl brawls and shit. No, it's not about that. It's about the art of fucking fighting. You got a guy who's fucking pressing you. You got a guy who's fucking trying to press you. All right, well, your best bet. You play defense now. You play defense. You make him uncomfortable. You tire him out. You make him work for his. You make him work harder. And that's what Floyd does. He makes people work harder. If you notice, all his fights is always defense, 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 attack, counter, defense, a counter attack, defense, defense, slip, counter. Like, he is he's mastered the style, bro. And that's why I try to tell people, like, you have to watch his early highlights and watch his late highlights. Watch both. Watch when he was young, when he first got in. Watch when he, his fights now. And you're going to see the difference. You're going to be like, oh, shit, like, he not no pussy. Like, back then, he used to tumble with these niggas. He used to throw his hands with these young boys. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like, das, like, he would go in there and rumble. He still had his style where he would duck you and move all crazy because he was fast. But when he got his rumbling on you, it was over. He would hit you with a jump like boom, boom, and brrr, like he would hit you with a fast one. It probably wouldn't even hurt. It probably don't hurt, but the judges is counting. That's all that matters. The judges is seeing, oh, combo, brrr, they see combo, they see, oh, okay, he attacking, brrr, even if it don't hurt, as long as they see that it lands on the pad or lands on his skin, he's attacking. Unless it's like on his shoulders, you feel me? That's different. But if he's attacking in the stomach, hit you with a quick jump, like, real quick, jab you up or uppercut you back up, they don't give a fuck if it hurts. They're counting that shit. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, 5 points, 3 points, whatever. You know what I mean? How do they count it up? So, and I tell people, watch his early highlights and watch his now highlights, and you'll see that not only did he was a boxer and a fighter, he mastered his shit and evolutionized his shit to become a defense attacker, a counter boxer, which is great for him because he knew that at his age, he knew that he still had it, He still has the speed. Now, if he didn't have the speed, then that would have been different. It probably would have never worked for him that much. He probably would have had to stay on the attack at that point. But since he still has the speed, he works on his cardio. The man obviously still works out. The man obviously eats great. You know what I mean? I would assume he still eats good, to stay in shape and to make sure, if anybody wants to ever challenge him, he's ready for that last fight. Because I know he's going to fight one more time. He says he's retired. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe he did hang up the gloves finally. And if that is, kudos, and I'm happy because it was getting stale after a while to watch him. No matter how much I do appreciate and love his style, sometimes you just got to hang it up and let the new era come in and show us what they got too. Who is the next going? Who's going to be the next or better Floyd Mayweather's? You know what I mean? So that's where maybe he did hang it up. If he did, great. I'm okay with that. As a fan, I'm okay with that. Because like I said, it does get a little unfair when you know what he's gonna do, and it's like I don't even pay for his matches anymore because I know he's gonna win. Like especially when it's like those fights where it's just like when he fought Tito, or was it Tito Ortiz, right? Or not Tito Ortiz? What's that his name? Tito Ortiz, right? The one that he kind of did sucker punched him a little bit, like when he knocked him out, he kind of hit him with like a even though in boxing you gotta when the ref says go, put your fucking hands up, but. I think that's that guy's name, Ortiz or some shit like that, or some shit. But I know it's Tito Ortiz, a UFC fighter. And I don't want to get them confused, but I think that boxer is, or I think his name's Ortiz or Tito Ortiz or something Ortiz, some shit like that. But when other than he would have to like go, I don't know, pound for pound like that. But I don't know. In general, like I said, he great boxer. But still, to know that they don't got Mike on the list, they don't have, they got Ali Low on the list. They didn't have Cotto on the list. They didn't have Trinidad on the list. They didn't have Whitaker on the list. They didn't have fucking Jake LaMotta on the list. I mean, like, I was just baffled. They didn't have Diego Sanchez on the list. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't understand. Like, there's some names on there that, okay, I was okay with. Joe Louis. They better have put Muhammad Ali on, even though that's what pissed me off, that he was just low, but at least he made the list. I think Leonard made the list. Let me see if I can pull it up, actually. I'll pull it up for you guys. Give me a second. I'll tell you right now, because I want you to really, really, really see this shit. Let me see. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, Floyd. Number 2, Manny Pacquiao. Number 3, Carlo Monzon. Number 4, Muhammad Ali. Number 5, Sugar Ray Robinson. Number 6, Bernard Hopkins. Number 7, Joe Louis. Number 8, Archie Moore. Number 9, Oscar De La Hoya. Number 10, Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, when you run the names, you're like, that's not a bad list. But to me, it is, though. Like, not that bad, but like Pacquiao, number 2? Nah, like, there's no way. There's no way when you got guys like fucking, if you're going to put old, like, because they got Julio Cesar Chavez, they got, Archie, got like Archie Moore, Sugar Ray Robinson, Carlo Monzon, like, so, Joe Louis. So it's like they have older guys there. So you telling me Jake LaMotta doesn't need to be up there? Tito Trinidad don't need to be up on there? Fucking, Miguel Cotto don't need to be up on there? Like, for real? Sugar Ray Leonard? Sugar Ray Leonard don't need to be up on there? You're fucking nuts. You're not. Roberto Duran doesn't need to be. He's not up on here? No way. Marciano, the only undefeated heavyweight, he's not up on here? That's just, it's crazy. I mean, I love they got Joey Lewis on here. Well, Jersey Joe, as people would say. I love they got him on here. I love that. But other than that, it's like, really? Like, y'all really, and then like the title of it says Fox. It says Fox Sports has Floyd Mayweather ranked as #1 boxer of all time. right? Posted by College Kid. All right, he wrote that post on his Twitter, I'm assuming. And it kills me that this is their list. Like Carlo Monzon, I'm not too sure who that is. I'm gonna be real with you. I gotta look him up. I really don't know who that is. Archie Moore I've heard of, from the older fellas, and of course Julio Cesar Chavez, I know who that is, and of course, but I'm gonna be real. I'm not a Hopkins fan. I know he's won some great fights, and I respect that, I guess, but I'm not a Hopkins fan. I don't know. I guess I can never give that guy the credit. I'm sorry. Obviously he could kick my ass. He's a fucking professional boxer, but I never was a Hopkins fan, so that's why, like, for me to see him at number 6, I'm just like, I'm sorry, no. When I know there's someone else who's better than that, you know what I mean? Like Muhammad Ali, Carlo Monzon above Muhammad Ali. Like I don't see that. Muhammad Ali should be number 2 at the very least. Joe Frazier's not on the list. Like it's Sugar Ray Leonard. Like I said, I don't understand. They got Sugar Ray Robinson, who's a great boxer and a great fighter, so that's okay. I don't know. I just look at this list. I'm just looking like, wow, that's. I don't see that. I just can't see that happening. Like the fact that they did that, man. At least do it right. At least do it right. At least do it to where it's sensible. It makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. At least do it to where it make fucking sense. The shit doesn't make sense to put that boxing list up there, like, at all. But I guess it is what it is. So fucking movie wise, apparently, if you're into, well, I'm into wrestling, y'all know that, but apparently Becky Lynch from WWE, apparently she is going to actually be in a Marvel movie or play a Marvel character. The character she will play, we do not know. If I had my guess or my theory on it, I would say Jean Grey for the new X-Men. So I would say Jean Grey. Wow. Jean Grey. This is hard. It's a good one. I say Jean Grey from the rip. I'm sorry. As soon as I saw that, when I heard that, I said Jean Grey. I ain't gonna lie. That's the first thing I saw. So that's my number 1. So I'm giving you number 1 from the rip. I can't really think of any other character right now. Maybe I have to make this a continuation part for that. But yeah, I can't think of any Marvel character. I mean, unless she's willing to change her hair color, I really don't see any, like, Marvel character besides Jean Grey with the red hair. Because then, like I said, let's be honest, if you're gonna do X-Men, you're gonna do Jean Grey, you're gonna do Cyclops, you're gonna do Wolverine, you're gonna do, hopefully they'll do something different where they actually maybe do it like the animated series. I'm hoping they do the animated series version where it's Jean Grey, fucking Jubilee, Beast, Gambit, fucking Wolverine, Cyclops, Professor X, shit like that. Now, if they do that, that's fine. But I see her being that. Now, the only reason it won't be her, I can see they won't use her for that role of Jean Grey, is because she is shorter. Because Becky Lynch is like, I want to say 5 something, like 5'4", 5'2", 5'5", something like that. She's not really that tall. Jean Grey has to at least be, especially coming off the role from the last Jean Grey, the last two Jean Greys actually, which we might add are very beautiful women, and I'm a sucker for redheads. So when I say red, I'm just like, duh, redhead, duh. Like I love her. I love redheads for some reason. Um, so coming off those two roles of, even though a lot of people didn't like the last Rogue, or not Rogue, the last Jean Grey. Um, a lot of people didn't like the last Jean Grey. I thought she was okay. I mean, they did a teenager Jean Grey, so I didn't mind it. It was different. So I kept open mind about that. But the original, the very first three movies with Jean Grey, I love her. I always don't I would always for some reason forget her name, but I love that actress. For some reason I just love how she acts. And two, she's just I don't know, she's a MILF in my opinion. But not to be disrespectful, but just saying, she's hot. And now you got to find somebody who's going to be serious in that role. And then another reason is also because she's Irish. So the accent is going to be hard to hide because she don't hide her accent. She even in WWE, it's her accent. That's it. Like it's an Irish accent. That's what you get. So I'm thinking like, besides Jean Grey, I'm just thinking like who can she play? Like maybe they could do like Shamrock, which is a character they never used before, and maybe make it into a girl version. I mean, I think it is a girl version already, if I'm not mistaken. But if there's not, you could probably do Shamrock. Yeah, that'd be different. Bring yeah, that could be cool. I'm trying to think, like who, because we got Captain Marvel, we have Black Widow. I'm trying to think though, like who could we? Because it's gonna be a lot of movies, that's gonna come out, and a lot of them gonna have a lot of female casts, a lot. She could do Jessica Jones actually. She could be a new Jessica Jones because Jessica Jones is pretty petite, pretty small. You just make her into an Irish character. That's all. Just change that. They always change the shit anyway. So change her into a woman, Irish woman. I mean, so backwards English over here. Make her into an Irish woman character, and you just say she came from Ireland to fucking New York, and that's it. Boom, bing, bow. You know what I mean? That's how I would look at it. Like you could use her for that. You know, Miss Marvel maybe. Like I said, if she can change her hair. Cause I'm trying to think of girls who actually are like small. Cause she's got to fit the small role, and she's gonna have to do an excuse me, her accent. She's gonna have to keep her accent. It's gonna be impossible for them to try to do an Irish. I mean, to her to speak just an English accent. American English accent. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to think, but yeah, those are right there. Could be something. Like I said, Jean Grey, definitely. I think C still could be number one. It's the fact that if they're willing to make her small, if they're gonna make her small, then that could work out. I think. Unless they somehow do it where they can make her tall, which I know is not going to work out because there's always going to be that one scene where they all walk together somewhere. They're all in a row, and you're going to notice Jean Grey's fucking small. But since she does fly, and she is supposed to be a powerful, one of the powerful mutants, you know, it could work out. So that's what I said. She could still be, to me, she's still possible number one. I'm sorry. But I'm trying to think. They could do an older X-23. That could be interesting. She could play an older X-23 because the little girl, that girl that played in the Logan movie, I don't think she's old enough yet, like to be an older version of that role, unless because that was technically was that there? That was technically Fox's Wolverines, right? I believe. So if those were Fox's movies, then you can technically still change the character. If it's owned by Disney and Marvel, then you can change the fucking character. So you can definitely she could be like like an older X-23, possibly. And if you want, like I said, if she's willing to change her hair, then she could change her hair to the black or whatever. Because technically, she's not even a real redhead. Becky Lynch is a fake redhead. Which is obviously, if you see her hair, you're gonna be like, oh, that's definitely fucking bleached or like fucking dyed or whatever. But yeah, she's actually originally a brunette. So if she can actually go back to her brunette colors, which she used to do, she used to have before anyway, she can pull that off. So like I said, these are possible characters. These are like not saying these are possible characters that they're saying, but these are possible characters that I think she could play. Because if you're doing a whole new X Men, you're gonna need a whole new cast. You're gonna need whole new characters and to play with. Shamrock is one. That's someone brand fucking new. You don't hear. Miss Marvel was another one. Um, uh, even well, not really. No, well, Miss Marvel. I mean, they could, but I mean, Miss Marvel is a far fetched one. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Jessica Jones, because Jessica Jones is like a dark haired red. You could just like I said, you could just darken it up or keep it the same color and just fucking. That's it. My thing is though, my biggest fear is that if she does get into a role, I just hope she gets in a role that's gonna make it comfortable for her. Because if she's not comfortable in a role, she's not gonna sound. Her acting's not gonna be good. Like I could see it. Like if she's not comfortable in a role or in a character, superhero character that's gonna make her good, or even an evil character. Let's say she's evil, and it's just a one time deal where she's just evil and she dies. You know what I mean? Even then, it's got to be a comfortable, memorable role because if not, it's gonna get shitted on. That character will get straight shitted on. So I wish high hopes were because I like Becky Lynch a lot, but they gotta do right by her because she can give you 110%, but you gotta give her a role that's gonna be fitting because she is short, she is Irish. It's gonna be hard to get rid of that Irish accent. You know what I mean? That's her background and shit. So we already got Gamora, so we can't use say Gamora's. Like I said, X-23 could be a good one. Squirrel Girl, imagine that. She does have the shortness, the cute little thing with her. She could be the little cutesy probably. Even though she's badass on WWE, but she's really small, so she can be that little cutesy, fake it off, and the next thing will turn into a fucking badass when she kicks ass and shit. I like squirrels and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like that's another character. Like I'm just thinking like new character they could use because they don't really got too many new characters. Like especially like and those are like and that like she's actually a strong character. Like those type of girls I just named, they're technically strong as characters. But in general, it's like they could definitely do something. Maybe She-Hulk. She-Hulk could be interesting. She could go from small to big. Since they do Hulk digitalized, they could do She-Hulk digitalized too. Fuck it. And then you could probably do Becky Lynch where she's more like maybe like a doctor herself. Maybe she's smart. She could be like that could actually work. She-Hulk. That'd be interesting. Becky Lynch as She-Hulk. Get rid of red hair and whatnot, and then when she fucking transforms, it turns purple. You know what I mean? Or it turns black and purple or some shit and the green and whatnot. That'd be interesting. And then she gets bigger, you know what I mean? Because that's the opener. She gets fucking bigger and shit. So, I mean, I think that's the thing though. I never understood the She-Hulk character. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm wrong about that. She don't turn as She-Hulk. I don't think, right? She's just automatically She-Hulk. I don't think if she does, like I said, I never really understood. I never watched or read any comic books with She-Hulk, so I don't know. I just know of She-Hulk, but I never understood the backstory. I don't know if she turns into She-Hulk or she's always like that. Because every time I've seen her, like in the sense of like when I did see a comic book or whatever, it's always just her and her main transformation, like just She-Hulk. I don't know if she has her real name. Like I don't know anything about the character. I actually should. I'll make that my personal homework. I'll look that up. I'll learn a little bit more about the She-Hulk character because I feel like that could be a good character for her, She-Hulk. Especially like if she does turn into the She-Hulk in a sense, she could fucking just be the short version. And the next thing you know, when she turns to She-Hulk, she's fucking taller and muscular and just fucking badass and just kicks ass. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? That could be dope. I'm actually I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I'm actually with that idea. Shit. But that sounds interesting. So, let's address the elephant in the room here. So we all know what's going on about the two what are Georgia men? I think they're Georgia, right? Or Southern men or Florida men or whatever. Let's go with Georgia. I think they were Georgia men. Um, who killed the black jogger? Man, shit like that kind of irks me very much because one, I don't understand why people gotta be so hateful. I mean, there's even times where I could get so pissed off that I grit my teeth and I get angry sometimes, and I'm just like whatever pisses me off, and I'm really pushed to that edge. But then even then, I calm myself down. I'm just like, I'll calm down, relax, you know, fuck that person, whatever the case may be. Walk away from the situation, whatever the case may be. But like, first of all, this whole situation is fucking crazy. You know, someone, people are defending to the father and the son. Of course, people are wanting justice for the slain man. Of course, me personally, I want justice for the slain man. I don't give no fucking sympathy to the father and son. Because first of all, even if you are neighborhood watch or whatever, I don't give a fuck if you're calling out, oh, this is citizen's arrest. Fuck you in that citizen arrest shit. All right, you're not a fucking cop. You don't go out there risking your life because let's flip this a little bit, right? Let's even flip this a little bit. Let's say that guy, that jogger, was a quote unquote criminal. Dude, that still gives you the fucking right to go out there and fucking stop him in his tracks and then kill him. And then I haven't seen the video. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't see the video because if I see the video, I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get mad because I don't know the true story, and I don't want to give too much opinion because I don't want to let my emotions get the best of me until I get the full knowledge of what the fuck is happening. I know I might have to watch the video just so I can get that knowledge of what's happening, so I will watch it. But as of right now, I haven't watched it because I'm afraid I will get pissed off at it, and I know I'm gonna get mad because it gives nobody the right. I don't give a fuck if that person was a criminal. You don't go out and just go looking for fucking people and say citizen arrest and you fucking try to fucking stop him and then kill him and then try to hang him. Because I heard they try to hang him. I don't know how true that is. I didn't see the video. But I heard or read in one of the posts that said they killed and hang a man, a black man. And I couldn't see that because I was just like, what the fuck? What year are we in again? Like, this is crazy that we're still doing this type of shit. And people have their opinions, but the people who are trying to defend the fact of like, oh, but I don't believe he was jogging. So what else was he doing then? You tell me what else was he doing. Tell me. I've even heard someone say, oh, well, I don't think he was jogging because who jogs in cargo pants? Like I said, I haven't seen the video, but this is what I've been reading and people have been saying. And all I can say is, well, maybe he felt comfortable in jogger pants. I mean, fucking cargo pants. I know I do. I love cargo pants. I wear cargo shorts all the fucking time because one, they look nice when you wear them with certain things, especially if you got certain like tan, white, black. They always look nice. They're always at a nice length, so you get a nice breathe, and it's always comfortable for my legs. So me personally, I love cargo shorts. So if I know I love cargo shorts, that at times I've had run-in cargo shorts. That at times I've played basketball in cargo shorts. Why can't this man, black man at that, jog in cargo shorts? What's wrong with him jogging in cargo shorts? Now, if you'd have said, if anybody was saying, oh man, I don't believe it because he's fucking jogging in fucking work boots, then I'd have been like, yeah, now that's fucking fishy. That's fucking weird. Who the fuck jogging in work boots? You know what I mean? But if he's jogging in fucking some sneakers and fucking cargo pants, then so that don't mean shit. I'm sorry to say. But okay, whatever. Who jogs in cargo pants? I don't know. I mean, I know I used to run in them. I know I used to play basketball when I didn't have shorts. I'd say, fuck it. I'd put my belt, poof. If I wanted to play basketball, got my cargo shorts, I'm going to play some basketball. Fuck it. I'm here already. I ain't going back home. You know what I mean? I'm going home. I'll take a shower. I'm staying in. That's it. You know what I mean? So I, I got to see the video to see what everybody's pointing out and talking about. But for now, as I in and haven't seen the video, I'm hearing these little comments, and I'm just like, well, trying to defend it in a sense where it's like, well, regardless, like, there's no, neighborhood watch. The only way I'm gonna stop somebody stop somebody like that, unless that was like my family's house, because apparently, I'm getting a little ahead of myself now. Hold up, backtrack a little bit. So apparently, there was a video that shows, quote unquote, the black man being seen at the house or saw at a house and got called 911 on, quote unquote, right? I'm not a type of person to believe he says, she says, and bullshits, and sometimes I'm quick to call the bullshits on the other side of things and whatnots, but this time I have to say what's wrong is wrong. That's it. And I'm always been like that. What's right was right, what's wrong is wrong. And I don't know, I didn't see that video either, but I will see. Like I said, I'm going to look up all these videos. All the videos that will come out, I'm going to look all of them up, and I'm going to look at them. But apparently they're saying in that article, it's like, oh yeah, well, the guy was seen and got called 911 at a house, and they happened to see him or some shit, and that's when they end up going to chase him down. But I'm like, still, unless that's my family's house, I'm not chasing nobody down. The only thing I'm doing is calling 911 to say, hey, especially if I know that's my neighbor personally, and I know that they don't live there, and I know that that person just came out their fucking window, or weirdly running out the house with shit on them. If they didn't have nothing on them, I'm not calling shit. Until my neighbor comes to me saying, hey, did you see somebody today come at my house? Then I'll be like, yeah, I did. And I didn't know to call the cops or not, because I didn't know if they were threatening or not. I didn't know. Because I'm the type of person, I mind my business for the most part. If I look out, I look out. But you gotta let me know. You gotta let me know who comes in and out your house so I can try to at least defend it as a neighbor. If I look and see who's there and not there, which I don't, I'm just saying, if I was that person and look and see who's there, then that's different. So that person who did see that, and let's say if they notice that person doesn't live there, then they did the right thing of calling the cops. But if you know that person don't live there and you're still gonna go chase after them, you're fucking why? Why would you do that? You have no rights. I'm gonna fuck citizen arrest. Bullshit. Citizen arrest bullshit. That's bullshit. You was out there hunting. You was out there looking for a fucking person, and a typical black person, a typical, they would say a typical black person. That's what I meant to say. You know what I mean? To hunt and fucking kill, because that's exactly what they did. Y'all fucking murdered a man for no fucking reason, yo. And like I said, whether I see the video or not, what I'm being told and what everybody's saying is that, like, they killed that man in cold fucking blood. And that's not right. You don't kill somebody like that, man. He was a human being. He was a father, maybe. He was a brother, a sister, an older brother to somebody, a little brother to somebody. Come on, man. That was someone's son. That was someone's uncle, like someone's husband. Like, come on, man. You don't do that. And especially for color. And it was crazy that I seen a little fucking post about someone, because it's going around, people starting to share shit, stirring up the pot, which the government is good for. But they posting where some people are like, yeah, we need to free to the father and the son of the man, the father and the son who killed the man, because apparently they're innocent and they were just doing their duties of trying to protect the community or some bullshit like that, like some little fucking speech. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Like, no, they don't get the right to do that, because I don't go neighborhood watch or not, or citizen arrest or not. You don't do that. Until you show me you got a fucking badge on you, you don't fucking pull out no gun or try to attack me or stop me. What you do is, and even if you do try to hunt down somebody, what you do is you follow them from a distance. You let them know with a phone, and even then you're a fucking idiot for doing that. If you really are trying to protect your neighborhood, from real criminals, not somebody who's just fucking jogging. Like I just it just it kills me that people were still doing shit like this, and it's like, and then for a while nobody didn't say that until recently, because apparently that shit happened like back in February, apparently in February, and now it's being brought out. Now it's being kind of like brought into light. Which that's what I said, like, good old government stirring up the pot because they sure know how to wait to the last minute to fucking bring out something. And now people are at an uproar more because, like, yeah, you waited for a long enough time for this to come out. Apparently, apparently those two guys have friends in the police force or the DA office or something like that. So they're getting like, apparently they're getting like you know help. Let's put it that way. They're getting comfy help in a sense, and getting taken care of in a good way, not a bad way. And then apparently there's, I just saw earlier before I jumped in on and started streaming, or streaming for you guys. Apparently they're also KKK fucking members. So it's like, and I don't know how true that is because I haven't seen the video, but the pictures they have of these guys is they're fucking clear as fucking day. The pictures are clear as day of their face. Like you can see the kid and the father next to each other with other people around them at like a little rally or some shit. And the kid is holding a fucking, the big ass fucking, the Ku Klux Klan fucking flag and shit, like a big ass flag. And the father's like in his vest and a jacket or whatever, and they're all like in their jackets and vests and shit. I'm just like, and I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. So I guess I got to see the video just so I can get more into depth of it and talk about it more, because I know this shit's not going to end anytime soon. This shit's going to go on for a while, especially with the trial, because it's going to be a trial. Maybe. I mean, it may not be. I mean, especially with all the evidence that there is fucking cold-hearted blood killing in a sense. And until they got evidence saying that that man was a criminal, they're going to fucking jail. They're going to fry. And they better fry. If they get anything less than fucking 25, I'm going to snap. I will snap myself because that's crazy. Especially if I see the video and all the other video, and I see that that there's no harm being done. Oh man, it's I've done at that point. I would lose all hope for America and humanity because that's just crazy at that point. Like what the fuck? Like you can't even jog down the street and be black or Spanish, because in my case I'm technically black too, because Spanish is made from, well, Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican, so Puerto Ricans is made from Spanish, Dianos, and Africans. So I'm part black regardless of my blood heritage. So even me, even though a lot of people look at me, they look at me, I'm white, but that's what I said. Like at one point in my life, I have experienced, racism from white people, because when I date black women, they call me. I've been called one time in my life, and it blew my fucking mind because I didn't know people still said that. But it was an older white man, and coming from an older white man, it makes sense. But I'll never forget, I'm running for the train. Me and my girl at the time was running for the train, trying to get on the train to get back to our, to my crib or whatever. And while we went past somebody, an older white man, and he looked at us, and because he saw us walking before, like going to the store, because we was like, yo, let's go to the store before the train comes. So he saw us walking before, holding hands, and being all cuddly while we walking and whatnot. And I guess he didn't like that. As we running back, because we see the train come by, or we hear the train or whatever, we're like, holy shit. So we running now, we're going back that same route, and I hear him vividly, very suddenly, because he said it loud, to the point that he wanted us to hear, because he knew that I'm gonna ignore him and catch the train, or go miss my train and approach this man. I stopped, of course. I had to. It was just, it blew my mind. I didn't stop for long though. I didn't do nothing. I didn't get into a fight. I didn't stop for long, but I stopped, and I looked at this man, and I said, "Excuse me." Straight up, I was like, "Excuse me," and he said, and I don't like saying the word, but, and even I'm black, and I say nigga, but ER, to me, I don't use ER. I try not to use the ER word at all. Like, it's just weird when people, like, even I'm saying, like, and I don't mean like use it towards somebody, but I mean just say it in general, like, nigger. Like, I just don't like saying the word nigger. Like, it's just, Even though I'm black, it's just I don't like saying the word fucking nigger. I'm Puerto Rican, I don't like saying it. But he said that, you and lover, you and lover. And I looked at him and I was like, wow. I was shocked. I was like, I laughed though. I'm gonna be real with you, I laughed. I didn't get mad. I was just shocked. I wasn't mad though. I vividly wasn't mad. And she heard, like, I spoke to her at the time. She heard it, but it didn't register it didn't register in her mind just yet. She was just like trying to catch the train because we wanted to get the train. We wanted to go home. For some odd reason, I think she had to watch. I think if I'm not mistaken, she was in the fucking, I think she was trying to watch the Jersey Shore. So I think she was trying to rush back to my house so we could watch it at my house. So it didn't register her brain yet. But she heard him say something, or she heard him say it, or whatever. And because she stopped and she's like, babe, come on, before we miss the train. And I was like, and I looked at it and I just laughed and I was like, wow. And I saw the tone, I was like, wow. And he like, yeah, get the fuck out of here, you and lover. And he said it again. And I was just like, wow. And I just looked at him. And I was like, all right. And I just left. It was enough for me to do at that point because it was like, fuck, I'm going to catch a train. Like, but I was just shocked. I was like, wow, I never got told that before. Like, but the reason why I laughed, and the main reason why I laughed was because he's calling someone who's part black an N-word. Like, like he's telling them that they're the N lover. And I'm like, what? I laughed. I laughed, because I was just like, only if he knew that I'm Puerto Rican. Like, you know what I mean? Like, only if you knew, dog. Like, I'm partial black, so it makes sense to me to be an N lover. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, so it shocked me, man. I laughed, but we got on the train, and then she was like, "What did that old man tell you?" And I was like, that old man told me that I was an N lover. And she said, no, he didn't. I was like, yep. She's like, I heard him say something like lover or something. Like, she's like, but I just didn't make out. And I was like, yep. I was like, he called me an N lover. And I was like, he said it twice. She was like, wow. I was like, yo. I was like, he really made it a point to say it twice too. I was like, and she's like, don't like. She's like, well, you do look white, so I guess he assumed you're just a white man. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I guess he was disappointed in me. I guess he was disappointed in me and my ancestors for being fucking white and loving black people, I guess. And she just started laughing. I was just like, fuck, it is what it is. Like, but it was just crazy. And like I said, I've dealt racism from black men where they assumed that, once again, I was white. They assume I was white. And I was dating a black woman, so they feel as though, well, he's a white man, he's pussy, he's corny, he's whack, and he got a bad little black girl who got booty and titties and smile and money, and all right, well, fuck this nigga, I'm gonna disrespect this nigga, and if you want to fight, we fight. It was always like that. I didn't, and surprisingly, it's funny, but surprisingly, I never got into a fight because, one, my girl was always the one to be like, don't. For some odd reason, she will always be the one like, don't. Because she always said that she's like, if you fight, she was like, I'd rather have you here with me. She's like, no disrespect. I don't want no disrespect to ever take you away. You know what I mean? Because she knew how I was. I'm funny, I'm caring, I'm lovey-dovey, I'm a cuddly bear at times, I'm a sweetheart, but I'm a very, 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 very prideful, non-disrespect, like, don't disrespect me, like, ever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like disrespect. Like, anybody should. Nobody should like disrespect. And on top of that, I can be very, very angry at times. Like, when I snap, I snap. Like, when I had enough of someone's shit, all the nice shit goes away. All the bubbles and the weed that I could smoke to calm my nerves is over with at that point. There's nothing that would calm me down right now besides throwing some fists. You feel me? So that's why it's like, me now, I don't try to be that person. I don't like confrontation. I hate confrontation. I don't like fighting. I don't like it. I don't, because you can really kill somebody, especially if you're angry enough, or if you let your anger get the best of you, you can really, really hurt somebody to the point where you can kill them. And then you're going to jail for fucking manslaughter. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't like confrontation, and she knew that, but she also knew that I don't take shit. I'm not gonna take your shit for long. I'll take certain things. Words are words. I'm not gonna let words harm me. But if you say something about my mom, someone I love, or you're trying to pick up with my girl, and I'm right here, that's disrespectful, Will. That's disrespectful shit. So all the time, I always laugh. So every time we got into situations where a man, a black man, always did disrespect me and try to be on something like, well, why you date this corny ass white boy? Like, cause I look white. I ain't gonna lie. They would say that this corny ass white boy. I would laugh sometimes. It got to a point where I got so used to it that I would tell like, fine, if you don't want me fighting, then you gotta expect me to be an asshole to them. I was like, because they're gonna disrespect me every time and say something like that. I was like, they always said the same shit every. It was like at least two, maybe three, if I can remember. I think it was two of them that I can vividly remember, where they said the same thing about me. Like, you date this corny ass white boy, and I would laugh because, I mean, at those times I would get upset. I mean, the first time I got upset, second time I got a little upset and I giggled, and I told that I was like, yo, if they come up and say that shit more, like, you're gonna have to expect me to laugh at it if you don't want me to get mad and fight. You're gonna have to at least let me, how do you say, poke fun at them back. You know what I mean? I was like, because at least that way, when I make them look like a stupid asshole and they try to swing on me, that gives me the right to defend myself and to fight back. I was like, you have to at least let me get that much. If you don't want me to go in full throttle that way, or if that don't make you safe, or whatever reason it was. Hell, maybe she didn't believe in that I could beat the guys up. I don't fucking know. But the point is that I told you have to at least let me get that. And she would. She would. She would be like, fine. So it never happened, like I said, more than three times, I don't think. But I can't remember the third time. But I know the second time I was a little upset, but I laughed, and that's when I told her, I was like, yo, you gotta at least let me laugh it off and poke fun at them back, because that way I can have fun with it myself. And then if they want to feel brolic and they feel like they want to disrespect me more and get physical, that gives me the right to fuck them up. You know what I mean? Defend myself. Win or lose, I don't care. I always said I never cared about losing. I lost plenty of fights before in my life. I never gave a shit about it. All I care about is that when you walk away, you think about me and you sit there to yourself and you think like, damn, that nigga almost gave me a little run. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I care about. I care about the fact that when you walk away, you give me that respect still, so that when you do see me again, you're like, yeah, respect. You know what I mean? Like, you held your own, or you gave me a little run. You'd be surprised. Some people like a good old fashioned knuckle, and they come back, but yo, that nigga, he got good hands, bro. I give him respect. Cause that's old school shit. You used to do all the time. You fight somebody, fight a friend or whatever it be. A couple days later, you pound up like, yo, you gave me some good shit, bro. Let's be friends again. And boom, that was it. My one bully became my friend. You're gonna laugh when I say this. My second year, I believe, in second grade. So, I don't want to get into that too much of that story, because I could go long. That could be a very long story. So I'll wait for another time with that one. But point is, I had a bully, and one day he became my friend. And the reason why he became my friend is because I stood up to him. You know what I mean? I actually defended myself. And when I defended myself, he looked at me and was just like, oh shit, like, you're not afraid of me. You know what I mean? When I stood up to him and showed I wasn't afraid of him, and that, that I could handle myself, and that if you're gonna keep doing this, just know I'm gonna do it back to you. He knew. He was like, yo, all right, I could be cool with this guy. And he became my friend. My bully at one point in my life, because I had a few bullies, but my one bully actually became my friend one time. So, like I said, it's just funny how that shit works out, man. Life is funny like that. But in all, uh, we're going to wrap this up. I was going to touch base on something else, but I'll wait for next time on that one. If all, in all, hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's well. This corona shit is really taking a hit on my family, in a sense, because I have right now two people going through it. So it's rough. This shit's me personally. I try not to say it's serious, but it is for some people, and it is obviously for my family members. So I hope everybody's safe, like I said, and just well, and you know, keep the positive going, and let's hope for the best, man. Let's get this. At this point, we just need to get this 2020 over with and start the year over again, because this shit was a clusterfuck, man. This is we're already in May. It's like a big clusterfuck already. Like, people haven't been outside, been to the mall, nothing in fucking weeks, months. Like, it's crazy. You know, we're already about to be in the summertime, and it's like, but by the I don't know, it's nutty, and it's everybody's going through something with this shit. That's all I can say. Everybody's going through something with this shit. It's crazy. But and all, peace, prosperity, you know what I mean, and much love, much positivity, and I hope everybody's doing well. And I will be back with another episode probably next. Well, not probably. I will be back with another episode next week. I'm trying to work on stopping a lot of maybes and stopping a lot of I might, and start saying I will and I do. So forgive me if you if you see me switch that up in mid record like that. But good night. Be safe. Roll up another one as I log off. Well, I'm gonna eat some fucking food first, and then roll up another one before I log on and probably stream. So I'm probably stream a game tonight. Not too sure. Thinking about baseball. I need some sports in my life. So baseball might be the one. If not, probably Daisy or something. But let's see. Let's see what the night. Let's see what the rest of the night has for me. But all right, guys. Peace. One love.
Sticky flow. When you hit this, it's like hitting Joe. I treat these hoes straight up like a mistletoe. I kiss and go. They put their attitudes on difficult. I switch my game like a 60s switch it.